Okay, cool. So,
Good evening.
I mean, I'm probably not going to go over the... That's an interesting mimic. Not going to go over the recap a second time, but
Yeah.
she gestures you guys to come inside, quickly shuts the door behind you, and gives you a quick glance up and down, and realizes that Charlie is injured pretty badly. And she says, I have supplies that can help with wounds. Follow me. And
Thank you, ma'am. That'll fucking help a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Miss.
Fucking go now.
Who are you?
Noria, I'm Daraka's mother.
Nice to meet you, boy.
Noria.
My name's Anya. Nice to meet you.
Miss Noria.
Yes.
Wait.
I would imagine my mother would know who you are, Logan. You just probably wouldn't
fucking-
know her.
I don't know what you tell your mother about me. I didn't know we had that kind of relationship.
No, meaning she's higher ranked in the guild than either of us.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Can I leave my card with you?
You have a card.
Do you want me to? I'll make one. I'll just start fumbling around in my little tiny bags.
All right. But Charlie, she brings you up to a second floor where there's the equivalent of like a bathroom with a medicine cabinet, and slides aside like a false bottom to one of the drawers and pulls out like a pretty hefty medical kit with, you know, gauze and splints and a whole bunch of different stuff for setting bone.
That'll fucking help everything out there now, won't it?
Yeah, we kind of treated him for shock already and tried to heal up some of the wounds on his back, but his arm's still kind of it's gone.
It's a little fucker.
I've been hitting the pipe too long, if you know what I'm saying.
Lo and behold, I rolled a heal check, and it's a natural 20. So Zach's mother has done this before, and very quickly and expertly kind of maneuvers the bone back into place, gives you a bit of like copper to bite down on as she just goes to work setting the bone.
I was gonna say it's an
unpleasant process, but at the end of it,
the golden wind scream.
On Anya, you'll get through this. It can't hurt that bad.
Oh, that'll fucking hurt tomorrow. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not high.
Are you?
What?
You said you're sure glad you're not high, or you are?
I'm so glad. I'm glad I'm high on the fucking pipe weed, but
Oh
dude,
yeah,
that moss would. Dude, the moss would not be helping right now.
No, it would not.
Going on a bad trip, that would be unfortunate. I'll say at the end of it, it hastens the healing process of your bones since they crit, and you healed 2 hit points.
Woo! Back up to 11.
Yeah, we did actually have him take damage last time, didn't we?
Cool.
He took a pretty substantial amount of damage. Yeah.
Yeah, like 2d6 or 2d4 crushing damage.
Jesus. Okay.
It was 2d4. But,
so are we gonna like Pokemon Center rest?
Dude.
No, we've got a little bit to discuss with her beforehand.
Okay.
That's true.
With my freshly splint arm, I will mage hand the pipe and just like, fucking hell, I need a smoke.
So, I guess while this is happening, I'll start explaining. Like, well, I guess since you're kind of the person we're looking for, anyways. We found some stuff, and by found, we stole.
Okay.
But they're rich, important, noble.
Beat this one up so bad, but
that would be the sewer.
Yeah, they tried to shove me through a pipe.
Yeah,
we need to check in the book. There's a reason we don't do that.
Okay, well, we did it anyways, and they couldn't stop us. We did bring back one of these for you if you'd like it. We hold up a 10-foot adamantine rod.
She chuckles to herself. How exactly did you get that out of there?
Well, you can't break the rod, but you can break the stone around the rod.
Yeah, pretty much with much skill and determination.
And just a hint of transmutation magic.
And no one told us to stop.
Yes.
I see.
It's called being stubborn.
So,
Fuck.
we work for the guild, so I guess we'll just go ahead and put everything out for tax purposes. We've got this rod, and I'll start going through the loot list real quick so that Andrew and Nick can be privy to that information.
All right.
Oh, I was gonna have Charlie check out all of the top shelf baubles that I grabbed as well.
Well, he probably we're assuming that we're kind of doing this all simultaneously, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Zach, Darhaka picked up some very fine silverware here.
Yep.
We found this pearly white spindle. So, Charlie, if you don't want to, or Anya, if you want to hold on to that.
Thank you very much.
One
And then
scroll
I'll
of
just-
Dust of Twilight.
And I'll just send it like just circling like how ion stones normally do.
This cracked redstone, we're a little bit confused on that one still. This very nice first edition book that this whoever lived there was reading. I don't know. They prick reading stuff anyway. Here you go. Put that there. You got these two other scrolls that Anya was a little bit in too much pain for to realize what they were. This one that's half finished. And yeah, this map of the city with what looked to be some political movements and some alterations from what we would traditionally see.
Interesting. And she gestures to see if she can take the map from you.
I hand over the map willingly.
All right. She spends a few minutes kind of glancing at it. Says, and you're sure no one's following you? And then she like notices the ion stone. Maybe you should lay low for now. I can find you a lead-lined box if you need it, but
that would be actually really helpful. I think we have a lot of stuff that people actually want. I've seen a couple of these back up at the college, and I know they can get a little pricey.
they can indeed.
We'll put all
She
the
folds-
baubles and I guess would the scrolls be trackable?
I was gonna say, yeah, the scrolls can be tracked. I was gonna
Scrolls
also
be tracked
ask
with
if,
them back.
since we're in a safe location, can I take 10 on spellcraft to get the other identities of the other two?
The idea was like, I kind of just rolled those in advance, but you wouldn't necessarily like know these other two. Well, that's fair. I mean,
Well, you see, Charlie, this one might be
I have to
divination, in
look
which
up the
case you
actual
can't read
DCs.
shit.
If it's
You can't read for
divination or
shit.
enchantment, I can't read it.
I see. Hold on. I have to look these up again. I haven't.
It's
Not rules as written, but meta you probably couldn't.
meta. I'm like, the minute I see like any openings of like divination formulas, I'm like, fuck this shit.
Oh,
And
this
then
one's actually
enchantment is-
not that bad. I would say. I don't know what the DC is. Let me try to figure that out. Because I think it's actually pretty high. It's like 15 plus the spell's level or something. So taking 10
Oh,
wouldn't
shit,
give you
okay.
a
All right, so my take 10 would be a 19.
plus 9. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
spellcraft. You've got the points. I'm just
Wizard.
dumb. Yeah, give me a second to just go actually check that in the book because I don't remember, and I want to make sure that I have an accurate DC.
I am big brain, and I don't feel like we should have did be getting 4th level scrolls yet.
No.
That'd be a little
okay.
fucking bonkers.
Decipher a scroll is 20 plus the spell's level.
Oh, okay.
I guess you can't take the 10, and we'll have to wait until we can spend some more time on this.
Shit.
In which I actually underestimated the DC for the Dust of Twilight, so you wouldn't have recognized that either. You've got 3 scrolls, you don't know what they are.
And a
Oh,
half-finished
okay.
scroll, we still don't know what it is.
Mm.
So, I guess we don't know who exactly we robbed, but we'll probably figure that out in the morning when the fire department shows up or the water mages.
I mean, it'd probably be a lot easier just to call over a couple of clerics and have them cast Create Water than, have a vast underground network of pressurized water.
We did leave a dead body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did burn it, though.
We don't know how thoroughly.
Depending on the noble you pissed off, that could come back and bite you, but
Really? He's going to create an undead to come back and bite us. Wow, that's
not
some dedication right there.
look, mister.
I think he's gonna send his cleric
It's
to come kick our
ma'am.
ass.
Regardless,
We should
stay here for a
probably...
moment. I have to go get you that box. And
Yeah.
she'll
Oh.
duck into a hall and intentionally leave you behind.
Hey, she wouldn't sell us out to the highest bidder, would she?
No.
Dude, that'd be
Okay.
pretty fucked up if your mom sold you out like that.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, we should probably get out of the city after this.
Yeah, probably fucking should. I mean,
At least for a
like,
while, yeah.
The thing is like, if those people try to come looking for us, like, they're gonna have to get kind of close to where we are. But other than that, I think we're gonna be fine.
Cool. So, I pull out effectively a world map, and I take a dart. And then I pretend to throw the dart randomly. And I'll throw it right into... What were the two places we were looking at, Alex? It was the Roseland Theocracy and the Monarchy were the two places?
No, the Aljaran Empire.
The Aljaran.
Oh, hi, Rachel.
Yep.
Hello,
Hi.
Rachel.
Welcome.
We had decided on the Theocracy or the Aljaran, or had we made a decision as a group?
Nope.
I don't think we have.
But just to wrap this up, she comes back with a small chest around like maybe slightly larger than a football, and opens up the lid. She's recently emptied it, and it's thinly lined with lead, and says, "This will keep a couple of those scrolls safe. You probably have to wedge them in there, but."
Thank you.
You put all
so
of the
much.
items in there effectively?
Basically, just gonna hot stash all them, like the important magic items. So the 2
The
ion
bubbles.
stones, and the 3 scrolls.
There was one... Wasn't there another item I'm thinking of? Oh, yeah. Zach, you've got your... We've got the book then, and we've also got the wares that we got to keep with us.
You also have,
Yeah.
I think you might have like overlooked this, but you have a pile of papers that you snatched up off the desk alongside the map.
Oh, excuse me. You're right. I'm looking in the wrong place, so I'll go scroll and find that.
At least I thought I said to add that. Regardless,
Yes.
this is
It
probably
isn't written down with the other stuff, but yeah, you're right. You did mention that. So I'll turn those over as well, or try and get a look at them while we're putting stuff in, and then hand them over.
Well, first things first. You see another map of it's like of the continent as a whole, and that was what I was saying with these markings over here on this section of mountains. There's an odd-looking glyph, kind of written off to the side, and an arrow pointing to one of the most famous volcanoes on the continent. And what languages do you know?
Undercommon and Sylvan.
Samsaran, Knoll, Draconic, Orin, Celestial, and Giant.
And Zach?
Common
No one
and
took
catfolk.
Dwarvish?
I don't know if I
Yeah,
was
you don't
supposed to take
recognize it.
more.
It's the Aljorans are dwarves.
Fuck!
So
That's right, no one speaks Dwarfish.
We copy over the glyph and then hand over the map.
it's a different map than the map of Yanarosa, so you're free to keep this one.
Okay, I guess I'll share the
you wish.
information anyways.
Yeah.
And
And,
does she want to keep it, or are we holding on to this one?
which one?
The global.
Yeah, you can keep that one.
All right.
She does say about the map concerning this city, I'd much rather keep my hands on that. In fact, I need to toss this up to the higher ups in the guild. Take that box as payment, I suppose, and you think that's a fair trade? You can't really do much with this anyways.
I suppose we
I
can't do
mean-
much. I'd like to just tack on that our actions are being, or that our actions were justified, and that we will be covered under traditional policy.
Oh, sure.
Awesome. In that
Fucking
case-
kick ass, man. You want some hash?
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
In that case, just remember our names in case you need anything else killed or stolen.
Or yeah. Let's go, man. We've committed enough crimes for one night.
Yeah.
You're welcome to crash here if you'd need. If you're
Are the
not,
gates
then,
closed between residential and the guild district right now?
It's late enough that yeah, the gates would be shut.
All right, we'll spend the
I'm
night
gonna
here
go
then.
toke up and fall the fuck asleep.
Is there a... I'm just gonna ask Zach, do you have a bedroom here?
Do you have a childhood bedroom?
Show me your childhood bedroom.
Do you have a horse carriage bed?
I would hope that I would have a room
You have a
As
bedroom. I will leave
as
up
I
to
stay-
your
as I
description.
stay here whenever I'm in the city.
Do you have a racing wagon bed?
No,
Got fire painted on the side of it to make it look.
Yeah.
unfortunately not.
Don't have a race car bed. Shame.
Yeah,
Do we have an ETA on Cody? Or is
I
he
can
just,
go
like,
check.
if you would.
Give me just a second.
I think now is when we'll
Yeah.
we'll cue the Pokemon sound effects.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Not those ones.
So yeah, I guess I should explain. Long rests, they don't return you to full HP. You heal your level plus your Constitution modifier.
Ah, cool. Thanks for the extra 1 HP, mate.
That actually gets me to full.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry. If you want to hear the story of why I was late later, I can totally tell you. I just don't think that should be on stream.
All right.
Just,
Fair enough.
but it was out of my control, so.
Pokemon sound effects. We meet up with the rest of the party in the morning.
I was gonna give them a brief period of time before,
Oh, yeah.
depending on when they wake up. So
Can I get a weight for the football?
I mean, it's lead lined and it's a pretty hefty chest. So
You said it was about the size of a football, lead lined, but it was a thin layer of lead, right?
yeah, but it's also like a lockbox, so it's
Yeah.
not light.
Like 5 pounds.
I was
Like 5
thinking
pounds.
probably closer to like 10, but
I'm going to call it the nuclear football.
The nuclear football.
Quantity 1,
Um,
weight of 10.
I mean, Torlara's probably not up until the sun is shining through her window in the cabin of the ship. And then she'll probably see if the layabouts sleeping on her ship are awake yet.
so Cody's passed out on the deck. I'm gonna say he's still smashed hungover and passed out on the deck. Nick, I believe you also stayed at Rachel's ship.
No, I went back to my cot in the clergy. I think.
Yes, okay.
Wrong button.
It was
else
Andrew.
wandered then? It was Andrew. Andrew. Do you
Because
remember Andrew?
Logan
Did you
was
make it
with
inside the ship, or did you also?
Andrew made it on the ship.
All right.
Yeah, it's like nothing
Uh,
bad.
You're probably still. I mean, you're having a pretty bad hangover. So I'm presuming you're still gonna probably be the first one to wake up, Rachel.
Yep.
Didn't you use that can of soup, Logan?
Yeah, that's why I was clicking on to see if I could disable visibility, because I need to go buy some more.
Oh. Well, all right. If anyone is still down hit points, other than the ones that already healed, make sure you heal up. If you're not, then is there anything you want to do in the morning before the others wake up, Rachel?
I can't think of anything. I'm probably just like doing some light cleaning around the ship. It's been a while since I've been on it and without like a crew on board, really. Just checking on things.
All right.
Seeing if there's like rope or something I need to replace or sails that need to be
You
fixed.
just do an hour or two of maintenance.
Yeah.
All right.
Any
So,
news, Zach?
Cody doesn't necessarily say he has an ETA. He said he'll
Okay.
be on once he's finished cooking food.
Cool.
So, who
Um,
knows?
We'll just have him be passed out in the meantime because that is funny.
He was rather.
He is very
rather
hungover
plastered.
and passed out on my ship.
At least it's appropriate.
I'm like mopping around him.
So what time do the ne'er-do-wells get up?
About 20 minutes before the gate opens so that we can get through it first thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do the opposite of the walk of shame.
All right.
Anya looks like she's in a great mood despite having a sling.
Oh.
You guys are probably... You're still wearing your clothes from your heist last night, or
I am not.
presumably...
I would change.
I have my can of soup
I probably
clothes.
should have mentioned this. I would have just prestoed my robes to look a different color.
And cleaned them. All right.
I would imagine I would have had a change of
clean
clothes
them,
at my
presto
own
them, make a
house.
different color.
So,
Zach, yeah, you have a you have enough clothes at your own house that you can change. So,
None of us are wearing the same clothes.
all right, and you had your soup clothes, which
I had soup clothes.
I see.
That
may-
said, I need to go.
We
I
may
need to go see him.
Go purchase more soup clothes.
We need to go purchase more soup clothes.
All right, Trouble, do you want to do anything? Because I realize now the gates would open probably closer to like 8 o'clock-ish, so around sunup as well, depending on when you get up.
Probably try and get up early nonetheless. Try and help out with some of the chores around the temple. Try and make amends for my poor visage last night.
So you do, you know, a bit of repenting for walking in drunk and help out with. I mean, there's probably kind of a decent sized like orphanage alongside your church, so you do basic volunteer work there. All right, so I guess next is moving from the guilds district to the commoners district. You see, as you're out walking around, the three of you, towards the gate, there's a heavier than usual presence of the blue cloaks. Seems like they're on alert about something. And go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Head on a fucking swivel, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, I'm.
Perception. Oh.
It's early. Oh.
It's-
Oh no.
We're still asleep.
Come on, come on, Logan. You gotta carry us.
Save
here.
us.
Save us.
Logan's getting food.
My shite roll. Damn it.
Oh no.
Logan might be getting food. Did he say that?
He's getting food, yeah.
Fuck.
All right, we'll wait for him for now because this could be important.
Shit.
Let's see. I could also just roll one for him for now since
I
he
am
doesn't-
here.
Oh, okay, cool. Roll me a perception check.
I just got here. I had to go get sketty.
We're,
I'm rolling a perception check. At
Are
what
we
point are we?
we're at the gates. We just saw a larger press.
Oh no.
You guys are walking up to the gates.
Blue cloaks.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
All right. So the three of you strut your stuff up to the gate between. As is usual, you see there are guards stopping people going in and out. There's a small lineup of carriages that are carrying trade goods, and they're being, you know, more thoroughly checked than usual. And as you walk up to the smaller gate that allows individual people through, the guards come up to you, ask you to lay out your belongings, and everything seems to be going well.
You know what
Everything
we should have
seems to
done?
be going well.
We should have just
Alright,
had my mom smuggle the lead box out for us.
I mean, we don't have anything else that's on us. Like, I got my armor, got my knife, got a little bit of food.
Hey guys, what are we doing about the box?
Yeah.
Hey, Zach. What size is
Oh,
the
no.
box?
God damn it. Yeah, about how big is this lockbox?
I don't know. I rolled
About the
a
size
3.
of a football.
Oof.
So
Okay,
is it
next
something
question.
concealable?
If you
How
rolled
far
high
is
enough.
your anus?
How stretchy.
How elastic.
Oh no.
I mean, Zach, are we giving it to you? Or do you want me to try and do something with it?
Well, I
I was
mean,
gonna say, do we want to pretty it up with an illusion,
probably.
or more like make it disappear with an illusion?
Yeah. Yeah. We will
Charlie,
likely
at this
want
point,
to
I'm
do
gonna
that.
see, since you rolled highest, you just see one of the guards kind of pull the other to a side and whisper something to him.
Uh-oh.
Are there any other guards around currently?
There are, I mean, there's a heavier than average presence. There's nothing like on top of you immediately, but there are
No, like,
guards
are
checking
there
the
any guards?
carriages.
Are there guards we saw on the way in here? Some other blue cloaks.
Yes.
Okay. Can I use disguise self?
You could.
Hang on.
Presuming that is.
Years.
I mean, would you have done that before you walked up to them?
Hang on. I'm checking something real quick to make sure that I have that in the right order. Because I either have Charm Person or I have
Disguise Self.
Disguise Self, and I need to know which. Yeah, so Disguise Self is the one I have currently. Charm Person's the next one.
All right.
So theoretically, if we could see, if we make the check for the guards prior to us approaching, then I could Disguise Self and attempt to look like one of the guards.
That was
Lies and
part of
deceit.
what. This was part of what the perception check you failed earlier was about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Anya saw it, then I don't know if that's
no.
when we'd say. All right, in that case, if we're already being interrogated, we're in the room.
Yeah.
I'll
I mean, you're
just
not
hold off
really
on
being
for now.
interrogated per se. You're just it's standard
We're
procedure.
going through airport
Put stuff on the
security.
table. Yeah, it's airport security.
It's airport security, and they think you have a knife accidentally
But-
left in your bag.
You get the sense that, or at least Charlie with the 13, you get the sense something's a little off.
I don't like it.
Yeah, you may want to hide the box with an illusion.
What are you talking about? You mean my grandmother's ashes?
Okay, Alex, I want to know what this check would be because I'm not sure how this would work.
Okay.
So, like, can we double back a bit? Because I have an idea about how to hide it, and Mew, your disguises are going to be useful here.
That's one way of doing it. Or we're already
I
in a
was gonna say,
situation,
We're
and I've
going
got
to
another
make you
plan.
look like we're going to make you look like a hunchback grandma.
I would say unless you can come up with a justification for a certain check, like what are you doing to get out of this, or are you just going along with it? You're not
Are
in
we in,
like
are
an
we in a separate
enclosed
room, or are we
space.
kind of like entrance
You're-
to like entrance to an amusement park kind of stuff?
Think of like almost like a movie theater kind of like entrance.
Queue.
Kind of like, yeah. There's a queue, and then there's like a sheet, or like, not a sheet, but they're in a room, and they kind of take your stuff, you lay it onto a countertop, they look it over,
kind of-
and then hand it
That's
back
not a
to you.
movie theater in the slightest.
They're not touching it, right?
I'm thinking
It's like
they're
Comic-Con.
as strict as our
Comic-Con
Stutska's
security.
checkpoint.
Yeah, I guess that's what I really should go for. It's
a
like the crappy
convention.
metal detector you walk through, but you have to take everything out of your pockets, and they like.
Okay, so they're not looking at our shit. They're just
I mean, they're looking at it, but they're not like going through it.
they're not like touching it and like inspecting it and like looking it over like
So with a high enough,
At
like,
least as far as you were
with a
going.
high enough like
cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna make this thing
diplomacy
look like a
check
pie.
or something like that, you could totally
gonna hit
convince
this-
them that
I'm
those
gonna
are
hit-
like your grandmother's ashes.
I was gonna prestidigitate it to look like a bunch of monster giblets.
Why? It's a
And just
lockbox. It's
silent
locked.
Yeah, it's a lockbox. Prestidigitate the smell of rotten giblets on it and just like silent image it to make it look like that.
I think just the presto for the smell might actually do it.
Yeah,
Because
the
if we
smell
create an
might do it.
illusion and they see through it, that's something else.
Okay, actually
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
just go
I'm
with the
keeping
smell.
some.
Keep
Okay,
it
yeah,
simple,
let's just go with-
stupid.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, we're just gonna say that this is an ogre heart.
So, I will say at this point, one of the guards comes over, and I don't know how you want to react to this, Logan, but he puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "You know what? Can we take you into the back room real quick?"
I'll
And
just
you
Guess
kind of-
I'll kind of
Okay,
look
the
at him
group
like,
or just Logan.
Logan, and then you see one of the other guards has kind of stepped in front of the entrance to seemingly block passage.
I'll just ask, is having an ogre hurt illegal now?
No, but you see, there's a bit of trouble been caused in the Nobles District recently, and it seems like the two people that did it fit your description pretty close.
me?
I did not. I was unaware that something happened.
I
down there.
mean, hey, man,
typically
guys,
they're
we
so
were just-
uptight that news doesn't even get out.
I was gonna say we were just hitting the hash real hard last night at the museum.
Yeah,
Hang on.
we
The
were
Noble District?
we were high off our asses in a museum.
Roll a bluff.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm
we
not
were.
wearing fancy
Can I-
clothes. It's like,
You were,
do I
but-
look like I'm in the Noble District?
It has to
There we
be.
go.
I was gonna say,
Says-
is there any way I can assist in this?
You could try also to add a bluff check, and for every 10 you got, it would add 2 to his.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Nat
Plus
1.
Do
0.
you want to just light up a blunt right here?
At
Yeah,
least it's
no.
not a nat 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, so the guard
I
kind
tell
of,
the guard, sir, do I look like I belong in the noble district? I'd be lucky if I ever got to see it.
he gives a huff and then says, "Look, I know what I've been told. You're not in any real trouble yet. I just need to detain you here for 10 minutes."
Oh, okay. Sure.
And then he'll lean out the door and he says, "Call for the caster."
That ain't good.
Hey man, what's up?
Am I in a separate room right now?
Yeah, they're trying to take you into a
Are they keeping
kind of a
all of
room
us
nestled
in?
within the wall.
Are they keeping all of us in the same room?
That would be stupid.
I mean, it
Well,
would,
notably, they don't.
but
They're a lot less harsh on you, Charlie. They're basically waving you
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. Wait, are they actually pulling me aside, or are they waving me through?
They're waving you through, and they're
You've got your
Blocking
monster
off.
cards. You're good.
you just want to
Cool,
take the
I'm
box
gonna,
with you?
oh, man.
Take the ogre heart with you?
I'm taking the ogre heart with me, and I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm gonna
All
fucking
right, Zach,
just go.
you and I are going to have to get our way out of this.
Yep. You want to leave us some blunts so we can just hotbox the room
I'll
before the
pass-
caster gets
I'll
there?
pass. I'll just like, I'll pass Darhawk. I'll just pass you some hash and moss, and just like,
All right, Logan, you want to hotbox the room before the caster gets there?
No, I have some things I want to try.
Get the caster a contact high.
What is in this room? I mean, it's got to have some source of light. It's got to have a door. Does it have a window?
it's
What are we in here?
so basically how I wish I had a map for this, but like they pulled you into a room that is kind of built into the side of the wall, so you're essentially under the wall right now, inside it. So there's not like a window. There is like a couple of torches, and they've led you kind of into just like it's not like a interrogation chamber. It's just like it seems like almost like a break room for the guards type deal. There's a table, a couple of chairs, and they're just gesturing for you to take a seat.
Right. If I ask for a glass of water, will they go and get one, or can I ask like can you go get my things from the table, please?
I have another person on that already. Don't worry about it. Your things will be safe. If you're innocent, you'll be out of here in a few minutes. If you're not, then you wouldn't need to worry about that anyways, would you now?
I like the tone you're taking with me, mister.
Look, I'm just doing my job.
Can you tell us exactly what description you have? Then we might actually be able to help you find these people.
Well, you see, we were told about a silver-furred fox folk and a kind of
Fox
patchy,
folk?
dark
Do
cat
I look
folk.
like a fox folk for you? I'm human, boy.
And they know that they're cat
Fuck.
folk for
Or
sure?
Were you inhuman?
I would...
Yeah, I was human the entire time.
Yeah, okay, sorry. They describe someone that looks roughly like you. I'm used to seeing the whole silver cat or silver fox. So
token.
No.
And I would imagine I'd be wearing full-on dark hood everything.
true, but
Just
the person
so-
you stabbed in the face probably got a good look.
I'm sorry, your character did what?
I stabbed someone on
Well,
the face.
They
Hey,
spoke
man,
with them.
If you guys bring this trouble back to my ship,
Oh, we're bringing it right back to the ship.
You're a
don't worry.
pirate.
Don't worry. Don't
So-
even worry about it.
A minute or two pass, and then you see someone.
I would also imagine that I would have rubbed charcoal into my fur before this as well.
True.
Which is what I typically
I'm
do.
a human. I'm just
So,
sitting down
since
at the
I have
police
taken
station.
a shower or cleaned
Just-
off, I am now very silvery.
I gave you some hash, bro.
But
Just as like the racial breakdown, two people of your races traveling together would be uncommon in and of itself, because half the city is humans and like another 30 to 40% is dwarves and elves.
yeah,
So they're just pulling you aside because you kind of roughly fit the bill.
This is racial profiling, isn't it?
You're
I
damn
knew
right.
that was coming. I knew that was coming.
But Eventually, you see a man in cleric's vestments
I
and
feel
kind of holding
I
a
feel
censer
racially
come in.
attacked. Go full Karen on their asses.
Oh,
Still okay.
who are you?
He says, I'm a cleric that works with the guards. I am to understand it that I'm to cast Zone of Truth here and see what's up.
Hee hee.
What is?
Can I ask which religious faction
I
you're
would
with?
start booking it. Fuck.
That
That
seems
is a kind of a
excessive.
funny question. Which god does he
It's
worship?
a second level spell. It's not that high. If you're innocent, you'll go free in minutes. If you're not, well,
Would
you'll
be
be with my
appropriate for a
paladin
god
friends.
of justice.
Ah, nice. Nice work,
Can I
guys.
ask what description you have?
I would give the description that the guard himself would have seen. So he would have seen you, how you were. So like a darker furred cat folk and
Can I just pull
whatever
back my
Miyu is
hood
currently looking
and
like.
show that I'm pretty silvery, and just
Look.
give him a look?
We know that
We're being
is
racial
not
profiled. It
exactly
does help.
We know that that's not exactly what it looks like, but we also know that there's a good amount of magic out there that can change color pretty easily. It's a lot harder to change your race.
Do I look like a magician to you?
No,
Here, Zach,
but
don't worry. I'll get
the
out of
person you're
here.
Don't do that.
traveling with did. Maybe I should call them back here.
Zach, let me. If they clear one of us, they got to clear both of us, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
So let me go ahead and get cleared here.
go for it.
So, he takes the standard action, spreads the incense throughout the room, and casts his Zone of Truth. I think you might.
Do I get a save?
You are allowed a will save.
Do they know if I make the save?
No.
So
Will save.
That is that one.
You're not in here, are you?
I don't know.
I thought they pulled
Are
me
we in
aside here.
separate rooms?
No, you guys are together.
Oh, I thought they pulled us.
They put you
apart.
both into like this kind of, break area where there are two guards and the cleric there.
I thought that they just pulled me aside here. I guess they pulled him too.
So just so you know about Zone of Truth, affected creatures are aware of the enchantment, so you know you're under the effect of a Zone of Truth, and you may avoid answering questions to which they would normally respond with a lie, so you can just plead silent, or you can be evasive and tell.
Hang on, I'm allowed to be
stories
evasive.
as long as they remain within the boundaries of the truth.
The truth. I don't.
However,
Okay.
I have to check exactly what the will save is. I think it's 8 plus some stuff, so you might have actually passed.
Just says will negates.
Yeah, I just have to go look up the basic spell DC for a cleric. Let's see.
I just give
Have a
the
wisdom.
cleric another irritated look.
Depends on if they've maxed out wisdom.
I wish I had an easy DC for this, but I don't, so I'll just put it at. Funny enough.
Cleric, oracle.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna set the DC at 15, so there we go.
I'm just trying to literally find
Ooh.
cleric at this point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you would meet the DC, so you have that feeling of the Zone of Truth in your head, and you briefly or like just barely managed to shake it off. Zach, you're currently in the area, and you feel compelled to answer truthfully.
Hang on, I'm just trying to find it because I'm not seeing. Is it ability modifiers and bonus spells?
I couldn't find it easily, and
Yeah,
just for the
you're
sake
right.
of expediency, I'm just saying, like,
We'll run it.
Yeah. I'll feel the effects and just glare at
I
the
think it's
cleric.
10 plus spell level plus modifier is my guess.
Is that the
Which
higher
would-
this
with
level spell you cast, the higher the DC?
I believe that's true.
Also,
I guess if he has
That
a higher
is
level
true.
slot, that makes sense.
question.
So he cast a second level spell, assuming he's got a moderate wisdom of +3 for a cleric. That's a 15 for the DC. So
Would Charlie's Moss mess with this?
Drop acid.
if you wanted to drop acid in the middle of being interrogated, that would do weird things. But it
There's a dragon behind you.
regardless, Zach,
Can I
you feel
attempt to
compelled.
imitate the zone of truth and like
you
immediately blurt out some truth?
That's not how it works. It's basically like
Got
it's kind of like a truth serum. So they ask you a question
Okay.
and you answer. So he will ask first to Miyu, have you had any business in the nobles district recently, especially last night?
I don't do business in the Noble District, no.
And you wouldn't have happened to have heard about this heist pulled off? Don't know anyone that does.
I didn't hear about it from anyone else, no.
All right.
I'm
seems-
answering every single question truthfully at this point.
Yeah. I mean, he seems mostly satisfied with that, and then he turns to Zach and he says, "Same to you. Any business in the Nobles District recently?"
I was with her all last night.
That's
And you weren't
That's
up
what you're
to
going
anything untoward.
if he doesn't know what the word means, does he have to respond to it?
Yeah, what?
What's your
I mean,
intelligence?
does-
Do you personally
Does
roll
feel
a
like your
vocabulary
actions was
check.
untoward?
Untoward? I don't know.
What is
I'm just
your
I
okay?
could-
What
I
is
could-
what is your
untoward.
alignment? Have you chosen an alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
All right.
I could just say, does getting high at a museum count?
that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Now I'm like figuring out if I have drug laws. Like, is what you did legal?
I mean,
Are you kidding? So long as it's regulated,
fair,
then
it
they're
was
going to
just
be
some
good with it,
random
right?
It was
You
some
can
random
also
ass moss
motivate
found in a
them.
cave. They probably don't know about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get my thinking, Alex, would be is if they can make a profit off of it, it's legal.
Yeah.
That's probably fair. He gives you both a disapproving glance, but then
Yeah,
So he'll
sorry.
say to
That,
the- or he says to the other guards, check their belongings thoroughly. If they don't have it on them, I don't see if they're going to be able to get it out.
have what on us?
Doesn't matter.
Are
We
you?
didn't take anything from the museum, did we?
I
No,
hope not.
we didn't.
And they basically
Hang on, are the guards affected or subject to the will save?
I'll say that he can cast it in an area such that the guards don't get hit.
Aw. And
or
he has
deflect.
he doesn't have one for himself, I assume.
That would be dumb, so I'm gonna say no. I mean, maybe. Hold on.
Creatures in the emanation area can't speak any
guess.
deliberate or intentional.
Cool. I'll give him a will save because that sounds fun. He fails it.
Meaning that he is subject to the zone of truth.
Sure.
I just say, what you looking for, mister?
I have no obligation to tell you that.
Uh-huh. What you looking for?
I could pay back.
He does this for a living, Zach. He's used to being under the effects sometimes.
This is fair.
Okay.
Regardless, he kind of gestures for the other two guards and says, we'll be doing a full pat down. If you pass, don't have anything on you that matches the description of what was stolen, be on your way.
There was a robbery? What?
Crime.
What about what was used?
I'm gonna have him just roll a sense motive on that.
On what?
Robbery.
Zach's obviously thievy character being like, robbery?
Gasp.
Is that
Robbery.
Lay gas.
Legas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crime.
I mean,
Sadly,
he's like
even,
the
even
perfect
with him
skill.
being pretty decent at that, I just keep rolling trash, which is kind of
Oh.
sad. He says, okay, finally, one last question for the book. What is your name?
Darka?
Where are you staying?
My parents' place.
My
Where
parents.
is
My
that?
mom's out.
And where is that address? And I'll presume that you can rattle that off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Turns to Miyu. Yours?
Can I give a fake name?
Yes,
My
my
name
I'm
name
is
no longer
Jeff.
under the effects of zone of truth, right?
my name is Herman.
I mean, you were never, so
Well,
My
I'm
name-
not. He's not under. Anyways, I can
you can
list anywhere, right?
yes.
All right. I'll come up with a random name later, but I will leave a random name and tell them that I'm currently moving into the city and I'm staying, or I was with him last night, but I'm currently staying at this inn.
Do you tell them the correct inn, or do you just make one up?
Oh,
No.
an inn that we walked by.
I tell them the correct inn.
Okay, I think it was the Tapped Keg.
Yep. I tell them that I am someone staying at the Tapped Keg.
All right. Keep your
Um,
noses out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
So no more blazing it at the museum?
That
Oh,
would be preferable.
you need to... I'll just pat him on his shoulder and say, you need to have a little more fun in your life.
I asked him who was robbed. Or who was, like, heisted, I guess. What was heisted?
At this point, he's dropped the zone of truth at this point, and he just says, "Move along. Stop wasting my time." And he
Sure.
We'll stop wasting
Move
your
on.
time if you stop wasting ours.
Thanks for doing your
the
jobs,
guards
officers.
glare at you for that.
Crime.
Thank
And
you
you
for
know
doing your
they're
jobs,
not
officer.
exactly the most gentle when they hand your stuff back to you.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Anya's.
All
That
right.
would have been not so great if both of you had failed that will save, but I had faith.
Listen, even if it wasn't,
You
even
had
if we did
luck.
fail, we never lied. Evasive question answering is my forte.
It really is.
I was also a little kind just because I knew you could lie, so I didn't want to go super in depth into the where were you at exactly the hours of
Yeah,
It
asking
doesn't
very
really
specific
matter on that
questions
level.
I was
really
in the
does help.
kitchen.
And
the ki-
so knowing
in
that
the
you could
kitchen.
lie, I just kind of brushed over it.
I was in the
Regardless.
kitchen eating shredded cheese.
Y'all get through the checkpoint, and that's that. So where do you all meet up?
Fantastic.
What's the plan in the morning? I'll say Cody's still passed out because he's not here, but everyone else is roused.
Going
I'd
back
like
to wherever
to
we
go-
left Bukowski.
Yep.
Wherever we left Bukowski, and we'd also need to go to our boy the tailor,
And
Darren?
probably swing by a boat.
Darren.
Yes. You'll be thankful. I
None
gave
of
him
you
the
have
last name
been to
Taylor.
my boat.
Darren Taylor, how you doing, bud?
It's a fitting last name. Regardless.
No, it's
Yeah,
a Taylor.
okay, so the last place I think you guys saw Andrew was the Tapped Keg, although he is actually at Rachel's ship.
Yeah, Zach, none of you have been to my ship.
Nope.
This is
Logan's
fair.
character thought I was lying about having a ship.
Do we need to
He
figure
is.
out if... Do we need to figure out if she has a
Nah.
boat?
Listen, I really would like to get this spitting out of the way. I have a morning appointment.
Technically, one of
Fair
us
enough.
knows you have a ship.
I guess I'll head down to the docks then.
You're not with them either, Nick.
Anya, I'll catch up with you. I gotta,
If you were...
Ayo.
Alex, I'd like to bring this torn up mess of threads into
You
Doran's
bring
shop.
it back to Darren's shop. We'll get to you
I'll just-
later. For now,
I'll just pass you some hash and moss and be on my way.
I'm into the
Like
shop
you're-
crying.
for the sake of expediency, I'll say you guys either meet up at the Tapped Keg or at Rachel's ship, and it will probably be her decision. Just
Tapped keg.
all right.
Okay, tap cake it is.
Tap
Anya's
cake.
just sitting at the table with an awful smelling box.
Logan, are
The
you there as
patrons
well?
are giving you pretty awful glares.
Hey man, I got an ogre. Wait a minute, I can fix this. I'll press vegetation to smell like mint.
You get some thankful murmurs as they go back to eating whatever breakfast is being served.
I forgot, did we get paid for that last adventure?
Yeah, I guess we-
There was a amount of
got-
stuff that
We
I
got
think-
paid out last time.
I don't remember the exact number. I think it was around.
We got like 40 gold or 40 silver and like
7 gold.
7 gold.
No.
Yeah,
Was it
That
7
sounds
gold each?
about
Yeah.
right.
I think it was around 7 gold each.
Yeah, it was like 7 gold and 20 silver or something.
Alright, sounds about right.
So, anyways, the rest of you see Charlie or Anya kind of enter the bar, and immediately there's that awful smell. People start complaining. She recasts prestidigitation, smells like mint, and it's a box that you have not seen before.
Mm.
And notably, Logan is absent. Zach, I presume you're at the Tapped Keg as well, unless you want
Yes.
to. All right. You come in several minutes after Charlie, and
I just
Alright.
kind of look at the box. Look at them. Look at the box. Look at them.
The empty, vacant stare.
I don't
worry
know
about
what
it
you
too
three
much.
did last night, but if you please do not drag trouble to my ship. I have
Yeah,
enough
We had
trouble of my
fun.
He
own.
can walk himself there.
No worries, man. I was just doing. I just need to get some supplies for my project I'm working on.
Yeah. And then she plops down on the table and just kind of mutters, "Yeah, I couldn't shake the other one awake. Can't
No
handle
worries,
his
man.
liquor."
Oh,
It
what
was a
what
drinking
a-
contest against dwarves, wasn't
Called
it?
out.
Yes.
No wonder he couldn't. I mean, like, yeah, man. Have you ever tried to outdrink a dwarf? It's like trying to outsmoke me.
He's the one who chose to do it, therefore he gets to be called out.
So, I presume the rest of you kind of settle down, have a breakfast at the Tapped Keg, and I guess. Do you want to spill the beans, Charlie, or are you going to keep it secret for now? Because the rest of you have a bit of downtime. I think there's no real pressing quest hook. So
Hey,
you're
Andrew,
free
what's
to-
your alignment?
Are you
Andrew.
muted, Andrew, or are you AFK?
Andrew?
He's muted on Discord.
He's muted. Okay.
Quick,
well,
Alex, which one is
I
on
can
his
check
character
for you, I
sheet?
guess.
all right.
Yeah.
Because I basically want to know if like Andrew is like a safe person to tell about our shenanigans.
If he's a goody
I'm not
two-shoes or not.
I'm not telling the paladin, and I'm not telling the pirate.
Well,
Seems like
I'm
he is, true neutral.
I mean, I'm chaotic neutral, so I just
How do you feel
Don't.
about heists?
News hasn't reached here
she
yet.
just kind
So.
of looks at you and goes, "Again, I don't need no cloaks searching my ship for anything."
And I won't find nothing but ogre hearts and goblin dog skins, and
All
whatever the
right.
fuck the ogre arm is that we need to get cured.
All right,
I
well
would
that's
actually-
totally fine then.
Be a great club.
That's totally fine then.
Yeah. No worries. It's about something about my Planescape project.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking great. I need to go kill a beholder at some point, so I'm trusting you, Chuckles, will help me with that.
Hmm.
You see, the center
Oh.
eye makes a powerful cone of anti-magic, and we need that to help cut through the random bullshit that you find flying around the interplanar junctions.
Charlie, I like just the fact that you're like level, 2, saying we're gonna kill a beholder someday is like, let's go kill God. That's easy.
It's my character's backstory. It's like the whole reason she's out here is like, my PI is like, you need to get a beholder eye, come back.
Which is just really funny
And don't
because it's like,
back-
here's this 13 or CR like 13 or whatever creature passed off to an intern.
Yeah.
Probably just wanted you out of their hair. All right. Regardless,
She
I
just
guess
kind of
we'll.
nods. She has no idea what you're talking about, but is just going along with it. Like once you start talking about like alternate planes or whatever, she's like,
Alternate
"Yeah, whatever."
planes.
Planes and beholders are like, you wouldn't
That's
be
not
very
a-
well versed in them unless you had specifically been educated.
Haha, knowledge planes go for her.
Yeah. She has a 8 in intelligence. So
I see.
Yeah. It's kind of going over your head, but you're well versed enough to just be like smile and nod. Anyways, Logan, let's wrap up your thread. You head over to Darren's Emporium of clothing. Which
I come in the front door holding back tears.
He looks happy to see you at first, and then kind of like looks quizzical and says, "Is something wrong? You seem to be out of sorts."
I show him the pile of threads.
He kind of just stares and blinks for a few seconds, and you just swear that you can see like part of his soul shrivels up and dies.
I tell him I loved it so much, but I ran into some mean people last night, and I had to talk to the police this morning, and I just wanted to look pretty.
You look like you had a bad day.
It's been a terrible day, Darren. I loved it so much, and I feel so bad bringing it back here.
Now, the real question, is that a bluff?
No, it's not.
All right.
That's entirely how I feel. I ran into bad people, I got quizzed by the police, and it's been a bad day.
You see him like take the clothes and like hold them like you would a dead loved one, and he's just like, what have you done? Oh no.
I say
Oh.
I'm very, very sorry, and I loved them so much that even if I have to pay for them again, I'd like to be able to look that pretty all the time if you wouldn't mind fitting me for some clothes.
He very morosely says, give me time. This is an emergency.
I understand.
And he takes the clothes into a back room, and there's just like the whirring of 1,000 sewing machines at once.
I assume that I can have clothes shipped to an address.
Yes.
All right.
There's for some reason saws.
Yeah. There's like some hammering going on in the background.
Yeah.
The sound of a couple sensors.
And just
I tell him thank you so much, and that
just ignore the tears.
It's not safe for me here right now. What with everything going on, I'll be out of the city for a little bit to recoup.
And as he kind of like is giving you a tearful farewell, he in a moment of like out of character, just like weirdness, he kind of grabs your shoulder and says, "But if you do this to my clothes again, I'm going to kill you."
I'll just go ahead and switch off to my serious mode and say, of course, I won't let it happen again.
All right, good to know. See you later.
Good to know. Bye. And I'll head over where everyone else is after I go to the soup store.
You stop by the soup store down the block.
Yes, I want to make a perception
buy clothes
check.
at the soup store.
I'm going to try and find clothes this time.
All right.
Is that a perception?
Yep.
Are there clothes at the soup store?
Weirdly, they're out of stock.
There is only soup.
They're out of stock.
Soup.
As in the soup store is out of stock, or the clothing section of the soup store is out of stock?
You're pretty sure this should have clothes in it. You give it a good old shake next to your ear. Why is it just soup? This doesn't make sense.
There should be clothes in here. I ask them what day they restock.
I mean, we don't restock very often. Soup tends to stay, you know,
So if
spoiled
I
free
bought,
when it's a can.
so if I bought all of the soup, you guys would have to restock, right?
Yes.
I buy all the soup in the soup store.
They look at you kind of like, what
How
are
much
you
soup
going on
is in the
about?
soup store?
I will. It's probably more than you can afford, but I mean, how much gold do you have on you?
Do I need triple digits? Yes or no?
No.
Then I have 49 GP.
It would be. I mean, it's not like the cheapest food, right? It was. I mean, I don't remember the exact price, but it was a couple silver pieces per can, and there's like, a couple shelves of these cans. But it's just put frankly, it's not worth emptying your purse.
Dang it. I just let me know, or let Darren down the street know if you guys get any or get a stock or a fresh stock of anything. And maybe he'll let me know. Dang, they should have clothes here. What's going on? As I'll head over to the tapped keg.
Walking past the, next door boutique, obviously. But okay. Give me 30 seconds. I have to run AFK. I'll be back very quick.
All right, so I guess
GM's
while
gone. Quick,
Alex is
hide all
gone,
the NPCs.
It's like Logan your niece money to pay off the tab.
pay off.
So how do you
Oh,
guys feel
shit.
about crime?
You don't
Yeah.
know about that though.
So to inform the party objectively what happens in on a meta sense, we went into a random mansion, went through the horse annex, or scratched out a magic rune to get into the main house, distracted some guards in the main stairwell, went through the dining room, tried to non-lethally attack a guard, didn't work. He spun around, saw nothing. There's now a petrified mouse somewhere on the floor in the mansion. We went into the kitchen after distracting him. He's kind of freaked out. Went into the kitchen, climbed up the dumbwaiter. Zach face checked 9 perception checks and succeeded against every single one of them with his stealth. None of them rolled a nat 20, so it's not the best odds for him, honestly. Went upstairs, found the library, went into the library,
I mean,
killed
I think
the
I
guard.
rolled a 31 on that stealth check. So
Yeah, he rolled like 19 for like 30 something, and it was like, okay, I have to crit to see you.
We went into the library, killed the guard there because he was blocking the way to the study. Zach stabbed him through the throat. He's the one that blabbered on us after he died, but he won't be able to blabber for the next week, so we're good there.
You know, I
And-
realized something I forgot is that you threw a shuriken and forgot it. But, you know,
I mean,
forgot to mention
burnt-
it, so.
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the one in the kitchen, or the one in the dining room, or the one
Dining room.
upstairs?
There was one in the dining room that missed the target and skittered across the floor. It was... So I guess I would have had to roll for how well they investigated the scene, but I
Yeah.
forgot about it in the time, so we're gonna forget that happened.
Yep. I mean, it also effectively just looks like a python, so
It despawned.
You're using like weird dart ones, or are you actually?
I'm not
flying
using stars. No, I'm using dart ones. That's kind of the theme with the pressure points.
Gotcha.
So it's not necessarily that identifiable until I get masterwork of anything.
Okay.
But
anyways, I'm obviously back now.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just gonna go through study, stole, jumped, park, sewers, sewer grate made of adamantine, broke Charlie's arm, came back, went to Zach's mom's house.
That's a pretty decent summary.
Yeah. So, out of character, that's about what happened.
Oh, and just for your reference, Darren will be sending the clothes to the tapped keg later today.
Oh, I gave him.
I don't know if I said a number, but
You
let's
didn't
just
give
go
me a
with, like-
number.
well, would you have just given him a nondescript amount of money, or would you rather him quote you a price?
This is an emotional thing. I'll just give him a nondescript amount of money. Let him take what he wants.
All right, he'll just take like 10 gold pieces. He's doing
The
some pretty
outfit-
serious repairs on this thing.
If I'm almost paying double for it at this point, can I request some modifications be done to it?
Sure,
Like,
depending on how heavy.
make it so it doesn't tear as easily?
I mean, it's made of silk. There's only so much you can.
Kevlar weave into the silk.
Hey, so guys,
Actually,
since
Kel's get a
we've-
couple hidden pockets or something.
Since we've stuck around for the festival,
Actually, that
now fun and
I
games.
told-
When are we
told
hitting
you.
the road again?
Yeah,
I
we should hit the
mentioned
road,
to go.
guys.
I mentioned to go get some stuff. I mean, like, we need to find just a fuckload of salt so we can preserve that arm to make it into a weapon for you, Doth. Because I want you to be able to smack somebody around with that thing. It'll fucking do some great shit. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Side note, I totally believe it would be in canon for Logan to ask for more pockets
I
because
was
girls
gonna
love
say,
dresses with pockets.
He will agree to add some pockets on.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, the dress originally was 15 gold. He's charging you 10 because you basically reduced it to like rags,
Yeah, it's basically
It's-
rags.
torn and beaten and stained and
I guess I'll ask for a little bit of like some silver highlights along that, so
Cool.
that it kind of matches me a bit more.
will do. And I know you were talking about getting back on the road. I guess I'll just say, you guys, there's no like pressing time limit on any quests you have at the moment. So you,
Cool.
at least as far as I'm concerned, have 3 options that I have prepared. One is that you can investigate the symbol on the sword you found that the ogre was wielding, which would lead you to the theocracy. The second is that you would investigate the dwarvish lettering on the like military crate that you wrote down, Charlie. That would lead you to the Aljaran Empire. And the third one is one of the papers that Logan grabbed has markings in the near impassable mountain range between or to the west.
Sorry, so it's the.
So I will.
Oh,
I will
did you
leave
put-
this to you. I'll leave this to you guys because Anya's built like a second edition character where her goal is just to acquire more shit.
Okay, so is the monarchy, which I'm not saying. Oh,
No.
this one.
The empire in the top left, the
Yes.
theocracy in the bottom right, or the mountain range to the west.
Okay. Would I have? Well, I probably wouldn't have been to the theocracy. At least
If
not
anything, you could
currently.
have been.
I could have
Depending
been.
on which route your ship took to get here, it would probably have been, since you're from the duchy, you would have gone from the south, which would have passed you by St. Roselock. So you could have been there. In fact, it's more likely you've been there than.
Well, because it's been a few years with me
okay.
sailing the sea, and I probably went the long way.
Gotcha.
But that doesn't mean I wouldn't have ended up there somehow anyway.
I don't know. I've got a bit of a wanderlust. Let's get out of this city, preferably soon.
So Logan's made it.
For no real reason at all.
No real reason.
It's not like we should be probably maintaining at least 400 feet of distance for the next while and get out of any trade ports on the way.
I want to ask Logan if he's paid the tab yet.
Can
What
I?
tab?
Okay.
The
So-
bartender suddenly appears behind you with a grace you would think inhuman, and has a hand on
He has
your
the-
shoulder.
I just imagine he appears like a shadow figure with like the deep fry eye, like laser eyes.
Yes, that was exactly what I was going for.
Hello, sir. Who might you be?
Someone you're going to be getting very acquainted with if you don't pay that young man's tab.
I don't even know
I mean
this
that-
guy.
Doff. Isn't Doff like 40?
That's true,
Um,
but this man is like a half elf, so you know.
Okay. Everyone's a young man to him.
Whose tab?
Gestures
Mine.
to Roth.
Oh crap! Am I sitting at the same table as you?
Yes.
That's too
We're
late
all
then.
sitting at the same table. Like sitcom.
I'm. How much does he owe you?
I believe it was in the ballpark of 5 gold pieces for all of the ale they consumed last night and the chair that one of them broke.
They? Who's
What
they?
chair?
Cody.
Cody.
It was
I'm
not 5
there,
gold.
am I? I forget.
I was under the impression that you had basically said, we're having a drinking contest and it's on Logan's tab. But you paid
That's
for
that's what
your
happened.
beer, you paid for the dwarves' beers, you paid for Cody's beer, and Cody broke a chair when he got passed out. Or, you know, at some point in the night, because I think that's funny. So,
I do remember someone saying put it on my tab. I'm
I
paraphrasing, but
tell the
still.
bartender that while I don't really think that I should be paying for some drunk alchemist tab, I'd like to make him a deal. I tell him that I'll pay everything owed, but I need a favor.
and what would that be?
I tell him that I guess I tell him that officially, can you put it on the books that I've been living here for the past couple of weeks?
It's not sketchy at all.
Tell you what, they always say money leaves a paper trail. You pay me for 2 weeks, you've been here for 2 weeks.
Uh-huh. And how much does it cost to stay up in your stables?
In the stables.
Squatting.
You're right. I'm a little bit higher maintenance than that.
So just tack on an extra, how much would it be for like 14 days at a, let's just say an extra like 3 gold pieces.
Can I bargain with him?
Sure. What's your offer?
I tell him that I want to officially remain on your books for the next week, or for a week afterwards as well, past today. And
That's what I was
technically, yes, but technically, I'm not going to be using any room, so this is free just free profit for you.
Yeah, but you know, people don't generally ask to stay for 3 weeks when they stay for 3 days unless they're up to no good, and I don't want to stick my nose where the, well, I forgot the rest of the saying. But
Anya will slide 5 gold pieces across the table to Miyu and is like, for your trouble getting my research notes.
Yeah.
See, now I like that one. And he'll go and just grab the 5 pieces of gold off the table.
She'll
So-
just like smirk like the Grinch and just toke the pipe.
I tell him so long as he doesn't, so long as his nose stays out of it, then I think we can continue this arrangement as necessary.
He kind of gives you a glance again. Gives a shrug. Says,
And don't
whatever.
look too hard. Just
Yeah,
so
go
that I'm
ahead, Rachel.
officially on the record for being here, and after we leave, it'll still show that I am here.
Okay. So I'll just say with that 5 gold in total, I mean, he might still hound Mew for an extra gold piece because of, or no, hold on, it was 5 to cover the tab originally.
Yeah, and then
So-
3 for the stay.
He hounds you for an extra 2 gold pieces.
How much
then
did
he'll
we
leave.
drink?
I cough him the extra 2 and tell him that I'm never paying for anyone or for anyone's tab without my explicit permission again.
Like 2 kegs through.
I mean, yeah. It was
Yeah, you
like
guys
what?
drank
5
through,
people
like-
drank themselves under the table.
Yeah.
I tell them
You
that I
guys,
tell
like,
the bartender that they're just as well, or
you-
the people that put it on my tab are just as wealthy as I am, and they're more than capable of paying their own tabs.
How many
And that,
gallons of ale is that, though?
He'd be getting more money out of them just letting them continue to drink on their own dollar.
You think he gave you the bottom shelf stuff when you offered to pay?
Well, that's why it knocked me out so quickly.
Doth, we're gonna have a talk. Number 1, carry this.
Okay.
And what do you hand him? The box?
The
Or-
nuclear football.
I'm staying on. I'm keeping the box.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll hand
wanna hold
Andrew
on to
my
it?
rations, and I will carry the box.
You're carrying the box. All right.
Yeah.
In that case, Doth, I'm not paying for pleasantries. I'm paying to keep you alive. And if you want to remain that way, you won't spend my money like that again.
Okay, well, why don't we just talk with Zach and we can switch up the arrangement.
You're right. This needs a renegotiating.
I'm not paying for your drinking habits.
I pay to
You're
keep you
not.
alive. I don't pay to keep you happy.
Yep. I concur.
That's what your share is for.
All right. So are we doing Empire or Theocracy, lads?
Alex, did you see the DM?
I did not. Oh, I did and said, yeah, go ahead and if you want to whisper me a roll, that's fine. Just
I did
open
not
the roll.
hear that.
I've got a theory.
I don't
That
know how to whisper roll.
I can't. You.
Then just roll it openly. I don't know.
/GM roll, and then your dice.
There's also a button. If you go to the rolling in the top left, you just click on GM.
True. And I mean, like, there's no real need to keep the. Well, I mean, maybe. Anyways, I'll leave it up to you to interpret the results of your roll, Rachel, because I don't really know how you want to apply that. So.
Okay. What do you mean there's a... Alright, I cannot figure this out. I'm just gonna click it.
All right. Do with that what you will.
Okay.
So,
I'd like to
sorry,
ask
I
around-
kind of interrupted, but
Around the
There
tavern,
was-
has anyone stated what the or who we heisted, or has anyone news come about that?
it doesn't
stopped at
seem
the gate?
like people have noticed that there has been a heavier than usual guard presence, but there doesn't seem to be an exact reason. They're not
They
sure
don't
if it's
want
just
us to
because
know.
of they're not sure if it's just because of like festival rowdiness, people being hung over in the streets, or what's going on. Especially out in the commoners district, all that people really know is something weird went down, no clue what.
Interesting.
Excellent.
It's being
Okay.
kept under wraps.
It is.
So- Of the 3 locations, I likely would have met the rulers of at least one of them. And probably I mean, it could have been both. I don't think that White One there is an official country. I think you said it was like
It's
Wasteland.
it's not so much a wasteland. The big white chunk in the middle is like just an incredibly difficult to traverse mountain range.
Yeah.
So no one's
okay.
really settled there.
So if you want to just give like a
A brief
guess
description.
on which ones I'm less likely to have met before.
You are less likely to have met the theocracy's rulers.
Okay. So knowing this and remembering this, I go with, hey guys, let's go to the theocracy.
Sounds good. I could use some fucking divine help right now. Maybe they have that good shit incense too. Yeah.
Theocracy's
Alright,
kind of
well,
closer
I'm down
to
for that.
the whole. Yeah.
We should also probably get out of here because I can only make this box smell like mint for only so much longer.
Well, I mean, technically, if you make it smell like, use the same thing to turn on the smells to change it. So technically, it'll just stop smelling altogether.
I'm keeping the bluff out until we get to see.
Good idea. Let's keep this bluff up, and that's gonna keep on stinking. And yeah. All right, time to go to see the sea.
I was gonna say, do we need to top ourselves up with anything? Like rations?
What's rations like on the boat?
Rations.
Are we being provided for? Is there a galley?
I was gonna say.
That's question number 1. Do you want to travel over land or sea? I think I know the answer.
Sea.
Are there border patrols and random
Let's
encounters?
go sailing.
Sailing sounds like a faster way.
Also, I can break the hull.
You can do what now?
Oh no.
Sounds good.
Oh,
Break the
God.
keel of the ship. Let's go.
What?
Nope.
Oh wait, did Charlie just... Hello?
Bye, Charlie.
Wait, was I a part of
Hi,
that
Charlie.
conversation?
You've been there at the table. I'm assuming everyone's together at this point.
He's rebooting.
So if you'd like to be part of the conversation, Nick, go ahead.
Apologies, everyone. My computer has made the worst burring noise I've ever heard.
That's unfortunate.
Fun.
Do you have a Mac?
No, it was my headphones that fucked up.
Ah,
Well, yes, I do have a Mac, but it was my headphones that were the things that glitched out. And they're connecting back now.
Can I get a recap as to why we're leaving then?
Here we go.
When?
Nice.
Wait, how long have you been gone?
No, I mean in character.
Just that,
We've got some things we need to check out. I mean, we've been
Okay.
promised a chance at more money if we can figure out where this little seal comes from.
What was the seal about again? Remind me.
it was planted on the sword that you found on the ogre.
Is there a knowledge roll that would be applicable to this?
You already had a chance to in the mines and have
Okay.
not like specifically studied it in the meantime.
Studied it.
Could I have had the chance
Alrighty.
to ask my church about it?
I mean, who's carrying it?
I was gonna say I don't know who's carrying it, but we could get to that if you wanted to do that right now.
sword, I thought, yeah.
But so we'll get to that in a moment. Let's figure out where we're going first. But
Anyone have a reason not to go to the theocracy?
No. I'm good to go.
No one have any issues with priests? All right.
If
Laura
there's,
kind of makes a face and is like, but chooses not to say anything.
I guess if there's something in it for me, I wouldn't mind.
there's the promise of more coin from the watchful eyes, and that's one of the reasons Miu is pushing you along.
Yes, that is
I
one
would
of the
then
reasons I'm
probably
pushing you
also
along.
be pushing for that then.
We're going to the theocracy, theocracy, theocracy. As I sing, as I push Trouble out the door and in no particular direction because we're
You
the
don't know
docks.
where you're going.
Well, I guess we got to get a ship.
I have a ship. Oh.
We got to go talk to the harbor master.
Okay, hold on.
Let's go get on your boat.
Yeah, boat.
Before we get
Boats are
onto
good.
the ship, I'm going to establish some rules.
Why do you get to make the rules?
Because it's my ship.
Oh, I thought you just knew what we were already doing and decided to go get a ship.
No, it's my ship.
Like, yeah, well, yeah, you paid for it.
No, like, again, we already
You
had this
didn't pay for
conversation.
it?
My name is Captain Tolaro. I paid for it. I for sale it. It is my ship. What are you on? I don't think his hash is or her hash is that strong.
Have you tried it yet?
My hash.
It's getting them high. It's getting her high. You should give it a shot.
I just look at Anya and I'm like, you know what a captain with a ship means, right?
On a side
A
note,
boat.
First
and
mate, dibs.
Sailing, right? Wait, do you need someone to help sail a ship? I'll fucking do it.
I sure hope that our captain has points in sailing.
All right.
I
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Some ground rules. First things first. No breaking the hull.
The copper
It's
piece.
a very pointed look at Anya.
mean, I was gonna do that to an enemy's hull, not on our own. Do you think I
Oh,
want to
thank
just fucking die? Anya will just give you like the classic like squinty eyes, indignant look, shrug, like.
Listen, if you don't elaborate, I don't know what you mean half the time.
So just to simplify things, I DM'd Nick something. I'll just say he goes off to his church, asks about the sword, learns what he learns, and then meets up with you guys.
Okay. Second, I have the most sailing experience here, unless someone would like to counter that.
This is so boring.
Okay. Yes. But not gonna make you call me captain or anything, but maybe if, I say, hey, you should like put the sail up. Maybe you should put the sail up. Are we on board with that?
No, we're not on board yet.
Crystal clear, Captain.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
You want some hash?
Not at this time. Once we make it to the theocracy, I will probably want some.
Ah, cool.
But thank you.
I will say, Rachel, your old crew, you've basically when you hit land, you probably told them to just kind of like go find their own business. So if you wanted to search around the docks, you could scrounge up several members.
That's what
Because
I
you'll
was guessing.
Yeah, you'll need more than the party probably to, pilot a ship
Sail
in
a
any
boat.
real. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I figured I don't want to do that. I was just starting with you first.
All right.
Sorry, why was my name said there?
Just because she's singling you out to start with.
To start with what? You want to start something? Starting
Anyway,
a business?
so looking around the docks for sailors to hire.
Go ahead and do you have knowledge local?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll. See if you might be able to. All right, that's a pretty okay roll. With that roll, you know of kind of the a couple of the seedy dives and where to scrounge up your pirate crew. You have an idea of where they might be, and I'll say you managed to, over the course of the rest of the, or like at least several hours, get most of your crew back together.
Yep. I also love how everyone's like, oh yes, pirate, and Talara would be like, no. I'm a privateer for hire. Like, I don't care. It's just very funny. The meta versus in-game.
Whatever you say, pirate.
I'm feeding you to a kraken first.
Trouble would like to ask, do we get our own bunks by chance?
I do have a tile that's fairly large, Rachel, especially given your background, so you've got a pretty decently sized ship.
Okay. I can make sure that the all of you are separate from the rest of the crew, if that would make you more comfortable, and that the women are separate from the men, if that would also make you comfortable. Other than
Time
that,
to hotbox a cabin.
That sounds difficult, but I'm sure you could figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
that's basically the offer is. I'm assuming I go ahead and I'm gonna need to pay some of the crew, or are they?
I think I seem to remember, like we said, that you had marked off a bit of gold earlier, so I'll just bundle that in for now.
Okay.
I mean,
Because I think I had marked off like several gold pieces, which was more than enough, and I think I had a little bit of leftover.
you could turn a profit on this, and you just got to say, "Hey, who's going to St. Roseluck?"
I mean, this is probably true. I just don't remember some of mine. Yeah, some of it isn't written down the way I'm used to still, so.
So we'll just say, for the sake of ease, between, like finding a couple of people that want to go to St. Roseluck and having them pay you, and having already marked off a bit of gold, you've paid your crew enough for them to join you on the voyage there.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I
It's
do.
pretty cheap, just because it's like, I think a silver piece a day for some like basic labor, so
Oh, yeah, no, then that's fine.
I did a bit of math, and the trip from Yanarosa to St. Roseluck is about 7 days by boat. So you'd be on the sea
So,
for about a week.
yeah,
But
We'll pick
presuming
up
that
2 more
I'll
days
just
worth of
note
rations then.
down. Is it still 10 to 10 or 10 to 1?
10 to 1, yeah.
Ration.
I'll just knock down like 3 gold pieces.
Rations
I
are.
think it might actually be cheaper. I don't remember the finer details of
they're
food,
fine.
but it might actually
Cool.
be cheaper to buy raw food and then make it, because rations are like meant to be, unpackaged and consumed.
Guys,
and
you can
not-
get haggis for 1 silver per pound. Per pound and a half.
Haggis.
Haggis.
Yeah, because I mean, like you can get bread and cheese for like copper and silver pieces respectively. So just like, how much gold did you say you put down?
I said I was just gonna like mark down 3 gold pieces at least, because if I'm assuming maybe at
I'm
most
just gonna
like
buy
7
15
crewmates
pounds of
and then a
cheese.
little extra so that they can make sure they have food.
All right.
I'm going to
I-
explicitly buy 15
that's-
pounds of cheese.
I mean, that's gonna be
That's-
way much, but like
Mhm.
I'm
Might
also
need to get the
assuming
cabbage
I
and
could
potatoes,
just have
Charlie.
them pay for some cheap food and I can eat some of it as well.
Dude, get some
Or they
fucking
could also
bread
eat some of it.
and get some fucking bread and get some cabbage. Just fucking have a grand old time.
Yeah, so
Alright.
we'll just say that with the 3 gold pieces, that's what happens with the crew and the food.
Cool.
You can tell that she still struggles to figure out money worth for peasant things.
That's a very good excuse.
Cool.
So, you package up on rations. You've already kind of done a bit of maintenance. Your ship is in pretty decent condition. You, I presume, just check it out of the harbor?
Yep.
All right. I guess I was going to do. Hold on, let me double check something real quick.
Let's go sailing, everybody.
Yeah, cue the Legend of Zelda sailing music.
So just as a bit of setting the scene, the inner city waterway, it passes through like the center of town, so there's quite a bit of infrastructure built up around it, and you're not passing through the city, but this is kind of like one of the exits into the main lake, to give you kind of an idea of what it looks like. There's just a large channel with boats and a whole bunch of architecture built up around it. Hopefully I moved the players. I did. Okay. So, anyways, you pass through. For expediency's sake, you can hide the small lead box well enough on your ship that the customs inspectors will fail to find it.
Excellent.
Large and the box is small.
It's just buried in a crate of weed.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you guys set off. Presuming no one else has anything to do before they really need to leave. And I'll start rolling on some random encounters because that's fun.
Yeah.
All right. I will make this explicit. I will take crow's nests.
Thank you.
That's a good point. I should drag you over to the ship.
It's a boat.
Is a boat.
Where is Crow's Nest?
We do not have control of characters.
That's weird. Okay.
So does Rachel just have a crew of nothing but Goliaths?
I didn't want to make like 7 unique tokens, so I
A
just
bunch of just
here's-
gigantic burly men.
It's just. A
I don't
generic
think
fairy
Talara
token.
is gonna complain.
Fair
Hang
enough.
on, I've got a meme for this.
Well, how do I? I'm still learning. Okay, I have to go through and replace apparently the characters. Represents character Miyasano. Represents
In
character.
canon, would you like to ask that, Anya?
Yeah, I would. I was like, did you just hire nothing but buff Goliaths? Not that I'm complaining. I'm quite fucking enjoying it. With the moss, they kind of look like fucking like just gigantic wrestlers.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
It was
since
easy. They were looking for a ship to join. I get to enjoy the view.
Since
That
we're at
works
the
out.
seed, you want some hash?
No, like I said, I'll wait until we get to.
Oh, yeah, wait until the
the end.
theocracy. That's it. No worries. Clap you
I
on the
just want to
back.
make. I just want to make sure we get there safely.
I'll
Okay, you
chill out
also
on
be
the
able to move
crow's
your
nest, which I'm
character.
assuming is just this pole at the center of the
Yeah.
ship.
It's the pole at the center.
God damn it. Also, Alex, just a thing to make Roll20 easier for you. Just copy paste tokens from like dungeon map to dungeon map because they always
I
maintain
was
the
doing a bit
control
of
properties.
formatting. I was doing a bit of formatting, and I had to respawn them, and I forgot to go back through it and reset it.
Gotcha.
Zach, good character token.
What?
I figured out the new character token for you, so it's there now.
Yes. Very cool.
So anyways, let's start rolling on that D100. Or does someone else want to roll it? That sounds fun.
I'll
No.
roll it.
Oh,
For the first day of
Oh,
travel.
no. Smoke weed every day. 58.
58. That's somewhere in there.
That's in the middle. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's a flavor encounter as opposed to a combat encounter.
Woo!
It's a pretty small one just because I found an interesting little monster that I now have to scroll up and find again. So you guys are traveling at sea for about a day, about to enter the mouth to the second river. If I guess I could drag you back to the main map. You're about to enter the mouth of the second river, and you see a well, actually, go ahead and roll me a perception check, Charlie, from your crow's nest position.
Weehaw.
Alright, that's more than good enough. These things aren't very good at hiding.
Well, we
You
put him
see
up there.
like a small school of clear and luminescent, like jellyfish-like creatures. But
Fucking
half of them
weird.
are kind of pushing themselves through the water, and the other half are like floating through the sky, very like maybe 5 feet off the surface of the water. And
Oh,
the
dude,
creepy
that's
thing
awesome.
about them is that they have humanoid faces.
Oh god. I'll scale down the crow's nest and go over to Mew and basically just like, am I tripping or do those things have face?
And you see what he sees. There are a whole bunch of kind of oddly translucent, mostly jellyfish things, but like in the middle of the actual jellyfish bit, there's like a weird translucent humanoid face. And they just kind of are
All right, Charlie, let me tell you. Or
floating by.
Anya, those are the souls of people that have died in the river. They're floating up. You see how some of them are below the water? Those ones didn't make it. So,
There's no
yeah, man, they're already dead.
Yeah, it'd be sense motive.
sense motive.
They're dead, Jim.
Yeah, man.
They're all dead.
Dude, that makes so much sense.
We should
yeah, man.
we should take a moment
Hey guys,
and pray for them.
check out the souls of the damned off the side of the boat.
At this
I just
point, I'll
look
leave
at it.
Anya.
I look at Anya. I look at that. I'm like,
I'm already
"Alright,
out of
never
there. Don't
mind."
worry about me.
Having been on the sea for so long, Rachel, you've probably come across a school of these things before. They're not exactly uncommon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I tell the rest of the party, but I don't feel like getting into an argument with.
You would know they're mostly harmless unless they're provoked, and they can do some pretty crazy things if you make them mad.
Are they
Let's
I just
formed?
go-
unpoke them.
Is Cody
Yes.
sober and or awake?
No.
We're just gonna. Cody is having a real
I
bad
like to
time. Either
imagine we've been dragging
Yes.
Cody's ragdoll around this entire time.
Zach,
You
he's
see-
not still cooking.
this is perhaps true, unless he's like.
We're just gonna go with
5%
seasick.
moving. Yeah, we'll just. Maybe when he fell off that chair, he hit his head.
Concussion or not,
Again,
get his
we've been
ass out of here.
dragging I've been mage handing Cody's like Gmod body around.
That's a
Zach,
pretty
what
good
is
way
up
to
with
put
him?
it. That would be nice
You
to see.
heard my
maybe
name.
going-
What's up?
Yeah, what's up with Cody?
Still not here.
He think
but-
he's on the phone with his dad, trying to
Oh,
figure out
all right.
tax stuff or something.
All right,
I
well,
see.
I don't
make sure
know.
to get his ass in here.
Eventually, but the image Nick posted actually works out pretty well in general. Less skull-like in the center and more actual face-like, but pretty similar otherwise.
It's even worse.
Yeah. So Talara names the actual species and explains it a little bit, but then goes, "Yeah, so out of respect,
Fucking whack.
we should probably not provoke them. We don't want anything bad to happen."
I mean, they didn't come for us. I'm not gonna come for them. Sounds like a pretty good trade-off. We all
Yeah.
just respect each other.
I
And
asked one of the Goliaths what happens if you piss him off.
Well, hold on. Just for the meme, I'm gonna roll a d8 and assign each of you a number because there's something funny that might happen if you brush up against one of them.
Oh my goodness, dog.
Oh no.
All right, Zach. One of these things manages to kind of brush up against you when you're turned around looking at maybe another group of them, and it just kind of almost phases through you, almost ethereally. And what is your alignment? It's chaotic neutral, right?
Neutral, I remember. Yeah.
That's okay.
Roll me a fortitude save.
Oh,
Oh
Goody.
no.
wait, did I get pushed off the boat?
No.
It's just one of these
No.
ethereal jellyfish creatures kind of bumps his way through you.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
go ahead and roll me a d3.
Oh no.
Oh boy, he's changing alignments, everybody.
Not exactly. Let's see.
Oh no. This is fucking
So
weird.
you are stunned for 2 rounds. As suddenly as it passes through you, you just get hit by a wave of confusing and guilt-inducing memories.
Oh.
And it's just you get
they're,
hit by a
really, they're
solid
literally
wave
the
of
souls of the
nostalgia.
damned.
Bad nostalgia.
Good.
It has a different effect depending on your alignment, which is rather funny.
Oh, I'm curious.
I'll spot you, Nick.
You're gonna
I
go
drop
poke one?
I drop a text I've been reading and get close enough to watch the herd pass by.
Don't poke
Right.
it with a
Let him
sword, poke
brush
it with a
up
finger or
on-
something.
I'm not using my sword. No.
Do you remind me, what is your paladin ability? Is it protect good and evil or just detect evil?
Detect evil.
Alright.
I would like to check that actually. Are these evil creatures in any way?
Because in 5e, it's evil and good.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not evil.
Hmm.
But do you go up and kind of just stick out your hand for one of them to pass through?
Just a finger, I guess, yeah. Seeing what
Right.
happens is like
Roll me a fortitude save.
bummer.
At one.
Paladins are
I think
generally
he's
good.
gonna make-
right.
No.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
That's
That's
a
a failure.
2 on the die. Wow.
However,
Oh Jesus.
you're a good creature, so you take no damage, and instead it casts calm emotion on you.
I gotta
Which-
try this, man. Anya's gonna poke one.
Go ahead and roll me a fortitude save, and what is your alignment?
True neutral.
Interesting.
Right in the middle.
You failed. Go ahead and roll me a d3. One round for you. So for 6 seconds after it passes through you, you just get hit by. Especially since you're high, it's just a really weird combination of feeling like you're in a liminal space while also getting hit by a wave of nostalgia. it's a weird experience that kind of just leaves you standing there for 6 seconds as you process what's going on.
Have a moment, just look down, just see younger me look back out to the jellyfish, then look down and it's gone. It's like, whatever.
And I would say for all of you that have touched it, it's really interesting because like while you are touching it, it's almost like they're sharing a dream with you. It just feels like you're in like a dreamlike state.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
I will refrain from touching the jellyfish.
As will I.
After seeing one
It
of
seems that this thing-
racking guilt.
No, I'm more concerned that it seems to do nothing to good aligned creatures, something to neutral aligned creatures, and I don't want to know what it does to evil aligned creatures.
Are you evil?
I never said that.
The answer is yes.
I'm pretty
No,
sure
you
the
don't know
answer is
that.
no, since I checked that at one point.
Well, in game, I don't know that. Out of game,
I
still don't
think
know
the
that.
answer is no, because I think Trouble would have had trouble. But regardless, that's just kind of a neat little encounter. Bunch of weird old jellyfish blobs.
Bunch of jelly boys.
Unless you provoke them, they just kind of pass on by and you guys can continue on. So.
I get back to my text then. So
Oh, that's
that
interesting. I
staircase or
didn't know
something.
that. These things are cool. I'm going to make them... Apparently a group of them, 3 to 5 of them, is called a bloom, and a group larger than 6 is called a dream. Which is neat.
I figured like 4 or 5 might be called the days.
Regardless, that's the end of that encounter.
Mind if I roll?
Go ahead.
Oh. How about 59?
For the
Not
sake of no
58.
repeats, you have a day of clear sailing.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Should I
So-
roll next?
You may.
Day 2 clear sailing. Come on, Nick, roll 57.
Sorry, and you're welcome for whatever happens.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, boy.
There is a
Yeah.
day of
Weighted
clear
averages.
sailing.
Man,
Clear
this is going
sailing.
great. Nothing can harsh my mellow right
Alright.
now.
I'm
On to
rolling.
day 4.
Zach, you are not allowed to roll.
Zach
Rachel's
rolls is going to
harsh
roll
the
at least
mellow.
a 75.
Yes.
Yeah, Rachel's harsh in the mellow.
Good sailing.
Rachel,
there,
you're harsh in the
Captain.
mellow.
Oh, I forgot that
I
I had
rolled
left you
this.
guys on the world map. My bad.
Okay.
Well, Rachel
Yeah.
got.
Let's see. It was 3 days of clear sailing after that, so you're probably around here-ish.
It was
Probably.
2 days of clear sailing because
2 days of clear
there was a
sailing.
59 and then a 56. So we're on day 4 with Rachel's roll.
Yes, but
Zach,
the
you
jellies
know
themselves
darn
were also
well.
a day. So.
Oh, okay.
You know
3
darn
total.
well that if I had not rolled, you would have rolled low.
Yeah.
So we
So-
are on day 4 with Rachel's.
Yep.
I heard my name and roll a D100, so I rolled one.
No, I said you're not allowed to roll.
Okay.
So, you guys have kind of been lulled into a false sense of security with the past
Oh,
couple of
no.
days. It's been rather easy sailing. After that encounter with the jellyfish, the seas have been mostly calm. The weather's been going your way, and it surprises you suddenly when.
Oh God.
Well, actually, go ahead and roll me a perception. You'd need to roll very well, Charlie, but go ahead.
8.
Okay.
Can
that
I
is-
also roll perception? Because I doubt I'm that surprised.
Go ahead.
Like,
Oh,
Then-
okay. Don't even bother. I crit.
oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
I just I mean, she could be moderately surprised, but she's also been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah. So out of the blue, quite literally, there are a couple of intruders. And I'll move them up to the side of the ship since I managed to crit on their stealth check.
May we see the ship?
I
Yeah.
keep forgetting to move you back. I apologize.
What fellas are we seeing here?
What?
Oh boy, it's lobstermen, and I got a
There
bucket and
are-
a giant snake.
There are a
I got
couple
a
of.
bucket off, fellas.
Yeah. Oh darn!
I'm gonna just drop my acid disassociate and just cast magic.
You're
See
halfway
you
through
guys
taking a toke on your
Thursday.
pipe, and yeah.
It's like,
All right.
well,
See you, Charlie.
see you guys.
He's
Sorry
in the
to cut
crow's
you out
nest.
of the
He'll be fine.
combat. It just was poor timing, I guess.
No worries. Actually, pretty decent timing.
I guess. I mean, it's
Cliffhanger for me, at least.
He's in the crow's nest. No one will even notice him.
Exactly. I'm
pretty
in the
bad.
crow's nest for a reason.
All right. So let me figure out what happens on their surprise round since they did so well. But go ahead and roll that. Oh my god! I crit again on his attack. Okay, that's gonna be fun. So, let's see. That means that he is basically swallowed. And he has to make a fortitude save. Which he passes. Nice. However, it shocks the crew as these three like crab lobster men manage to kind of wander their way up on the deck. And a large, almost sea serpent looking thing leaps up straight out of the water all the way up onto the deck of the ship and immediately has engulfed and swallowed one of your crew members.
That's gonna raise your insurance rates.
He swallows a Goliath?
It's a large creature.
Okay.
You ever seen a boa constrictor, like, or not a boa? What's the snake that can literally like eat an alligator?
Articulated python.
Anaconda.
Yeah, maybe one of those two. It basically does the thing that snakes can do, where they just like eat something the size of them.
Are
And,
Goliaths not large? Or
No, they're
not?
just big, medium creatures. They're not actually large.
That's interesting. Okay.
They're a playable race, aren't they?
And besides, I hadn't not planned originally on them all being Goliaths, but I don't actually think they are in Pathfinder. Regardless, they're not large enough to be large. They're just large, medium creatures, if that makes sense.
If we kill the serpent, can we rescue him? Or is he just dead?
You don't
Who
know.
knows?
One of the crab men misses their attack, but since they have flanking, the other two manage to hit, and that means I have to roll some damage. Oh, the crab men have that too. Wow, I had planned this encounter incredibly well. All of them have grab and choke attacks.
Rachel, I hope you're fine with losing some members.
No, I paid good money to get them on this ship.
Well, good news. You're about to get that money back.
Not if he's dead. He keeps the money on him.
And a couple of
Behold, maintenance costs.
So you immediately see this man on the right get swallowed. Don't know whether he's alive or dead. And the one on the right, or the one on the left, is suddenly under assault by three large, or not large, but medium-sized crab-looking creatures. They've got thick armor, like shell on their outside, and they have the big pincer claw in one hand and a more human-looking claw in the other one. But he's having a rough time. He's been jumped by them, and one of them has managed to kind of get his pincer locked on his arm, and he's grappled. And he's taken a fair chunk of damage.
Okay.
So
Roll
explain.
initiative.
Roll initiative.
Tab,
What's its bonus?
tab.
Is it possible for me, like, before like combat technically begins to tell the other Goliaths to stay away from them?
Yeah, you can yell out as a free action.
Okay.
I've rolled a 2 and a 6 so far. This is great.
Oh,
Zach,
it has a
roll
sizable
initiative.
initiative.
Ah. Yep.
Um,
Button.
what is your dexterity bonus or your dexterity score, Rachel?
Uh,
There we go.
like with the bonus or with
Just what is your bonus to initiative? Like, what is?
I have a +5 mod.
Okay, so you've got a 20 at dexterity.
Yes.
Okay, then you beat the boa-lisk. You tied on an initiative, so you go first because you have the higher dex.
Yep.
And the crabs aren't doing.
I'm a
okay.
Dexy gal.
Andrew and Nick, you both tied as well, so let's figure that out.
Nick goes for me. Higher mod.
Okay.
I only have an 11.
Or wait, no, I go first because I have higher mod. Because you, yeah, I have mod.
Give me a second to get the initiative down. That's funny. I rolled a 6 for the crabs, so I have to check their initiative bonus. Oh my god, the crabs tied you too.
Oh.
I mean, they've got a +0. Their dex is garbage, so they're gonna go after you for sure.
Okay.
They got a +0, so unless either of you have a +0, which makes this a difficult initiative to get down right. So I apologize. Daraka into it was Andrew and then Trouble. All right, I think I have everybody down. Mew, you're up first.
Oh boy. Step 1. Chuck Star.
Orgy. Yeah, that'll do it.
Right? No sneak attack because they had a surprise round. So they're technically not flanked and not flat-footed because
Yeah, they've acted.
they acted. I will move here, and then I will use my bonus action to cast Vanishing Trick on myself. So I am invisible.
All right. Oh. Thank you for the reminder, Logan. I'll try to find some appropriate ship music. There we go. That'll do. Probably just have this playing on low in the background.
Copyright.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of ambience, so.
Get some nice ambiance going.
He takes 11 points, or no, sorry, no sneak attack because he's not
He
flanked,
takes 6.
so it's just 6. All right. Cool. Is that it for your turn?
Yep.
And you are invisible, so let's give you that icon.
Already did.
Okay. So it is
Your turn.
dash that makes it. So I move twice.
Yeah, so you can use your move action to move 30 feet, and then use your action to essentially do another dash and double move. However, you'd also be...
I'm very unfortunate on where I was standing.
I would say you are busy piloting the ship, so if you had left, it might be better to have someone to replace you.
All right.
Unless you just want to leave the ship to what it will.
No,
I mean, there's a
will
reason
stay
why
here
they
for
would tie off the wheels.
I would stay here for this turn while I motion a Goliath over.
Again,
Probably
you can
this
just
one.
you can just lash the wheel down.
You can prep action.
That's
That's
not
true.
happening. She's not going to do that.
Just prep action.
Do you think she's actually going to consider that?
You could
I
prep
needed to
action
think
to
about-
attack one if it came into your range.
Yeah,
which
no,
is...
I would do that. I would prep action to attack if they come near me, and I motion for this one to take the wheel.
Would it be an idea to prep action to, once that Goliath takes the wheel, move down towards the combat area? Because otherwise you
mean,
might have
I
to spend
wouldn't
your
be
next
able
turn
to-
dashing.
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah, okay, so you could do that. Basically, you have a preparatory action to move as soon as the Goliath gets there and takes the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I should roll initiative for the Goliaths because I did not do that, which is...
I mean,
they're going last anyways, cool.
yeah. I mean, these two, I just told to get away from this side, from the monsters, and then
Let's see.
this one is screwed over, and this one will probably have to fight back, but...
Since it is the start of the Boalisk's turn, the swallowed target takes additional damage.
Prep people.
Bye, buddy.
I mean, he's not dead yet. If he was dead, he would have deleted his token.
What do you think?
Unless
See
he plans
now,
on using it as a projectile.
the Boalisk slithers up 5 feet, and it will attack Trouble because Trouble is in its path. So let me go over to here. It did have to move, so it doesn't get its multi-attack. But it will. It reaches out for a bite against you, Trouble. What is your AC?
Let me double check. 16?
So it does hit. All right, go ahead and roll me a grapple check. So that's, I believe we just say make it a strength check.
All
So
right.
say hi to the Goliath when you're inside.
Wasn't it C? Never mind. Strength.
I'm not doing CMB and CMD because I don't understand them. So just do a flat out strength plus 10 plus. Or let me look at the sheet real quick. So it would be base attack bonus plus strength mod plus 10.
Base.
So add
Wait,
your
what?
base.
Base attack
Hold
bonus
on.
plus strength plus 10. Wait, what?
Yes. So it's technically similar to CMD. CMD is calculated base attack bonus plus strength plus dex plus 10, but I don't do the dex because that's how I've house ruled it for forever. Essentially, just look at your
It says 17 on CMD.
look at CMB and just use that and add a d20 to it.
It would be a +7 then, I guess. Just roll 7. No, I guess I'll just roll CMB.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, that's like a million. Sure.
get
So you
5 from
managed
strength
to
and 2
avoid
from base
getting
attack.
you managed to avoid getting constricted, but you still take the base damage of the bite, which is 8 points of damage.
Oof.
However, that is it for its turn, which means it is Zach's turn.
Do it to him, Zach.
I'm assuming I cannot stealth, as I'm kind of in the middle of the ship.
If you can move enough to duck behind something, I would say go ahead. But right now, I kind of had you set up in the middle of the ship, so
Yeah.
you have nothing really to hide behind.
Yeah.
You could move to flank, or you could. I mean,
Would there
You
count
might-
as flanking, do you think?
yes, if you could get there. But remember how attacks of opportunity work in Pathfinder.
Oh.
So it might be best if you were trying to just get flanking
I
to kill
could-
one of the crabmen, or you can.
I could get there. You know what?
You'd have to not pass through that square because it would threaten. So
through this
5,
one.
10, yeah,
Uh,
because it would threaten diagonally, right? So 5, 10, 20, 25 you could
I
get
just-
here, or 30 you could get here.
would that be considered flanking?
Yes, it would. That's
All right,
120
will-
degrees.
I will stay there.
Oh,
And
he's actually grappled, which means he's not flanking.
oh
He's predisposed dealing with not getting murdered.
well. Either way.
23 still hits, and that's 11 more points of damage. Is that the one you injured, Logan?
I injured near when Zach's attacking.
Yes. Then he's dead.
Wait, would Zach or would he get
Why
sneak
is he
attack
getting a
off?
sneak
I
attack?
thought it was 7. It should be 7
Oh,
points.
sorry. Even with 7, he's dead.
Okay.
Schnazzy.
You gather the main threat is not the little tiny crabman. But it's nice that you managed to maybe help this man out. Doth, your go.
Is it all... Wow. How far would I need to get flanking with Nick for Mr. Sea Snake?
Maybe that square?
Would that work?
That's kind of cutting it close. I would allow you to stand in the edge squares, like these 3 here.
Got
There's
it.
enough space. So,
Problem is you could
but you
would have
Make an acrobatics check.
to-
I would call this square flanking. I mean, it barely clips it, but you're in a pretty different area.
Okay. I'm gonna move there, taking the appropriate action to, walk around to the areas of opportunity.
Yep.
Because I have all of
Hey,
the
question: does this thing have a reach of 10 feet?
You wonder about that briefly. It does not.
Way to go, Andrew.
Way to go, me. Then let's see. I need to do something. Blood Rage, gain a bonus to to my. Wait, was it 2? I need to check something. How much do I get for Blood Rage? I'm gonna Blood Rage.
All right.
And gain my +4 morale bonus to strength. And then I'm going to ignite my sword or axe and go whack.
Okay.
Where did that page go down? Well, here's to hoping that hits.
A 16, huh? You make a solid connection, but its scales just barely manage to deflect the majority of your blow. Actually, it's flat-footed, isn't it? Because you are flanking.
Oh yeah.
So you hit.
Woohoo! Take that. 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Does it have damage reduction? Doesn't seem to. All right. 18 points. Will do. Okay. Is that it for your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Trouble, it is your turn.
Can use my move action to cast Detect Evil on the snake.
Okay. It is not evil.
So no smiting then, alright.
You get the sense that it might be too stupid to, really
Have
believe
an
in.
alignment,
yeah.
yeah. Alright. I put the Masterwork Greatsword to good use then. In that
All
case.
right, go ahead and roll your attack.
This would be our first time rolling with that sword, right?
It would.
Technically.
All right, here's hoping it's not evil aligned and causes you to freak out.
15 normally wouldn't hit, but since you're flanking, you do.
Yay.
All right. So normally it would be the crab folk's turn. However, at the end of Trouble's turn, the blood from the sea serpent's eye or wounds kind of spill over, and some of it gets in its eyes, and the eyes cloud over black. And I need everyone within a 30-foot radius of the snake to make a fortitude check.
Okay.
So not me.
I mean, you did call it a boalisk.
So is that's all of us but Rachel, right?
Yep. I think so. Yeah, Rachel's out, and some of the crewmates are in. In fact,
All of
most
them
of them are.
Yeah.
And all of them fail.
Ugh.
All right. So far, only Trouble has passed the save.
And
Zach, I need one from you.
That button.
I'll say Charlie's vertical enough, and Cody's passed out, so he actually doesn't have to make it anyways. You pass as well.
Oh yeah, I would
Alright.
hope a 21 passes.
So, for now, nothing seems to be happening, but you just feel like a pulse of energy through you as you meet this thing's gaze, and something's going wrong, and just feels like, your energy is like sapping out of you as like the battle fights on.
Oh no.
At that point, it is the crab folks' turn. I'm gonna have one of them 5-foot step, and they will. Actually, I'll have this one 5-foot step, and the one that is stationary and grappling is going to full round action, multi-attack the sad pirate. And you watch as he just essentially gets minced. He's got his arm like pinned in the pincer, and it just gets lopped off. And then with 2 more pincer attacks, the crabman just kind of like cuts him to bits. The other one has yet to attack and moves up and attacks Zach instead. So he will melee with his claws. 1 misses and 1 hits. So Or what is your AC, Zach? I mean, it's under 23 for sure.
What AC are you looking for?
Regular.
Just
Your regular AC.
17.
Mhm. Okay, so one fails to hit and the other does connect. Go ahead and roll me as Nick did the CMB, I guess.
The CMB.
All right, so you take oh, that's mineral again. Boo-hoo. 4 points of damage, and you are grabbed, which means it's got a pincer around one of your appendages, and you cannot move freely. This man is dead. It's the sailor's turn. He will move up, take the wheel from you. The others are going to move over here and group up. You can see that they, if it gets bad, they are going to help, but right now they're getting getting their stuff, set up and prepared.
Mm-hmm. So then
Mew.
my prepped action goes.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I forgot. Yes. So you can move 30 feet. Which I think could get you maybe here, depending on if you want to hop the railing. I would allow it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. And then I'll finish up my next turn. Since they're at the end of initiative, then it should be Logan's turn again.
Yep, it is rolled back around to Logan's turn.
All right. Is there any effect that I can tell so far from whatever Black Eyes just did?
Nope.
All right. In that case, I'm going to try and free Zach from this grapple. I'm going to spend a key point to give myself a additional attack at my highest base attack bonus.
Okay. And by the way, I have just rebuilt a ranged character, so I remembered a rule that I had forgotten.
Okay.
Firing into melee comes at a -4 penalty unless you have the precise shot feat.
All right. So, are they technically in melee, or is he grappled, or how's that working?
I mean, he's grappled, and essentially that I'm gonna say is the same as being in melee. Like he's holding him enough that hitting the crab and not Zach is difficult.
Right.
So
from invisibility is a +2.
Mm-hmm.
And a -4. So I'm overall taking a -2.
Yep. And he's flat-footed. Yeah, crushes it. And let me check his flat-footed for the second one. Oh, their flat-footed is strong, so you hit him once, but the second one, fortunately, does not connect.
Right.
And of course, the mineral connects. That's sad.
I know, it's always the minerals.
But he takes 7 points of damage.
All right. And then, let's see, it's a full round action. I'm pretty sure to do that, but I'll double check that. If it's my full round, I don't have a swift action, so I guess I will just move and reposition.
I don't think you can move on a full round, can you?
Oh, you're right. I could do a 5 foot, can't I?
I don't think so. 5 foot is your move action.
Yeah.
Full round is like you are standing still and just attacking for the entire turn, which is why the crab did not get the full attack sack.
I thought you said that there was, if you take a full attack, you get a 5 foot step.
Unless I am misremembering the rules, the 5 foot step is your move action, and that is.
Did you
held
do a
up
full
in your
round
full
action?
attack.
Yeah, I did a full round attack. I thought we had discussed a 5 foot step in a full round.
We can. I'm curious. Let's Google it. And
Yeah, go ahead.
Are
I'm
you
gonna
talking
go
about
check
full round
on
action?
I'm pretty full round action in combat. Hold on, I clicked the wrong link. Nice thing about being online is I can just Google a rule whenever I want to. A full round. Oh, okay. Apparently, I think you might be right because I saw a sentence on Google, but now I'm loading. Come on. A full round action consumes all your effort during a round. The only movement you can take during a full round action is a 5 foot step. Cool. I now know that.
So I can take a 5 foot step.
Yep.
All right. In which case, I'm going to step back into the right.
That would leave us at Talaro.
All right. Well, there's not much to do except try to come up here.
You could move to here if you wanted to flank.
Oh, sorry. It glitched out on me. Where were you pinging?
Square next to trouble. You have enough movement to kind of finagle your way there without getting attack of opportunity, I think.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then Try hitting it with the scimitar.
Okay.
Nope.
It is flat-footed, and you have a +2. So let me double check. Did I really close the wrong tab? Oh, that's annoying. I did. It's flat with a +2, and it being flat-footed. Surprisingly, you actually hit.
Okay.
Okay, it's looking worse for wear. However, that does round around to its turn. So I would like everyone who failed the initial Constitution save to make another Constitution save.
You mean fortitude?
Do I need to roll one?
No.
Okay.
A quick question: by hitting the thing that's attacking or grappling Zach, does Zach get to make a, or does it need to make a concentration effect check for grappling, or is that only for spellcasting?
That's only for spellcasting, as far as I know.
All right, fortitude save.
Yep.
Oh.
Zach, you as well.
No, Zach passed.
Oh, did he pass on the first?
Yeah, I passed
Well-
on the first test. Fortitude.
I think Zach was going to.
Nick.
It was me and Nick.
Nick.
No, Nick passed. Nick passed.
Oh, did he?
He got the 15. I got a 14. Zach got a 21.
Okay. Then I think everyone is fine here except for Logan.
Yeah.
Logan.
All right, let's see it. What do I got?
Roll me a d3.
Rolling a d3. I'm gonna roll a d4 and re-roll 4.
Okay.
3.
You take 3 points of Constitution damage.
Ouch. Temp. Minus
As
3.
the black gaze has a secondary pulsing effect, and you kind of just glance down, and it looks like there's just black blood kind of like flowing through your veins at the surface level, and there's just a chunk of your flesh that is now like rotting.
Up. That isn't good.
No bueno.
Yo, can we kill this thing? I think it's making me go. Yeah, let's just kill it, please.
Let's see. It's going to. It is now the Boalisk's turn, and it gets to attack, which means someone's taking a bite. I'll have it roll a d3 because it's kind of dumb. Andrew,
Hi.
I rolled max damage on you. Look at that.
Wait.
15 points of damage.
Oh.
Oh,
Why do I
no.
just get hit?
Because it's the Boalisk's turn. It knew you hit it, and your weapon is flaming, and it notices that and does not like you. So it wheels around and suddenly strikes out and bites you.
It just hit me like magic.
I mean, I
Well.
rolled high enough that your AC is not going to be that high. I mean, what is your AC, just for the hell of it?
18.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I had an 18 on the die, and it's got a +9. So
God.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that'll do it.
So make a CMB check. See if you can avoid being. Well, I mean, I guess it's fitting that it rolled max damage, because you two, both Talaro and Trouble, see as this thing just wheels around, its jaw unhinges, and it just dives down and swallows Doff.
Are you sure Duff didn't dive into its mouth?
That's what he'll say, yeah. You are now raging inside the Boalisk. At least you can't be hit by a gaze attack.
That's true. We'll get to what happens to you on your turn later.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's Daraka's turn. You are currently kind of grappled by this crab man, so you can make an attack against him, or you can try to break the grapple and move. He's pretty beat up, so attacking him is not the worst idea. Zach,
Zach.
What?
it is your go.
I'm.
So you can.
Can
are
I
you
stab
predisposed?
him to try and get him to let me
Yeah.
go?
So your two options are make a grapple check and break the grapple so you can move, or just stab him and or keep the current level of being grappled.
I'm just gonna stab him.
Yeah, 19 hits and 9 damage ends him. Because I think he took damage already, did he not?
Yeah, you took 6 from me.
All right, see ya, dude. So you managed to get past his chitinous, like, outer armor and managed to get into the softer bits and do a field day on
Rearrange
his internal organs.
insides.
Well, rapiers are meant for, I suppose.
Doth, we get to your turn, and that means fun things happen.
Hi.
How many hit points do you have?
6.
Well,
There's this thing called fudging rules.
yeah, but it doesn't need to roll to hit when he's inside its stomach. I
Yeah.
did min roll the damage though, so you only take 8 points.
Oh,
Wait, I actually need to check.
don't you get temporary hit points, Andrew?
I
when
do.
you enter a blood rage.
Yeah, I need to check. What was that at?
That might matter.
Well, I get to. I'm now at 0.
Andrew, when you leveled up, did you make sure to add that extra hit point?
I did.
You're in a bad way, but the thing is looking very worse for wear. Trouble, it's your turn.
Does that mean I assume I'm unconscious then, right?
Yes, you are currently unconscious.
Now I have to
It-
cut out at least 2 people.
Basically, what
Hopefully.
happens is it swallowed you, and then on your turn, it just as soon as your turn would start, you take like basically just crushing damage as this thing's like like I don't know what it's called, but it's the snake muscles used or the muscles snakes use to digest and move things. They basically just crush you to unconsciousness.
Whoa.
So the other one is probably dead.
Wait a minute.
Gotta make room in that stomach somewhere.
I mean, this thing's long. I mean, his corpse is just further down. I'll spare you the trouble. He's dead. But after Doth, it is trouble. So Nick, go ahead. And you are no longer flanking because Andrew has been swallowed.
Oh,
Right.
we have problem.
Yeah, I did have a hit.
Sadly, that does not.
I rolled a 30 on the die. Jeez, my rolls have been low today. As a swift heal, just in case, is anyone else seriously injured at the moment?
Not. I've got the black rot thing, but aside from that, or black gaze, whatever that was.
I'll do a swift lay on hands on myself real quick. Just in
No,
case.
don't do that. I need the help.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
save it for
he
him.
cannot reach you
No, you're
unless
gonna
he
need.
wants to stick his arm in the.
I've got
Prep
2
action?
more. It's fine.
Prep
I'm
action?
dying. I'm at -2 health.
I got 2. Nah, fine. I've got 14 health. I'll probably survive if I don't take the maximum bite there.
Zach, the crab man, wanders up behind you with his snipping pincers and spectacularly misses both attacks. As long as your AC is above, I think it's like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I rolled garbage. So that leaves it to the sailor's turn. They are going to try to move and gang up on this crab man and help you out.
Oh, sailors.
That's really funny. Both of them roll really well. So I'll just say one of them has like picked up a smaller anchor and is just wielding it as a weapon and just smashes this thing to bits. One of them hits it with like a pretty standard weapon. I don't know really what they'd be carrying, and the other one just kind of slams it into the side with an anchor and it dies. Because he rolled a 19 on the die, and that's fun. That'll do it for their turns, which rolls it around to Mew.
All right. Does this thing seem rather dexterous?
It's- well, for one, it looks hurt. It's very badly injured. Like,
Is it in melee?
yes, because
So I don't wanna take
Talaro
the
and Trouble
minus.
are engaged.
So, regardless of anything else, 5-foot step. Within 15 feet, I guess the two choices are full attack without invisibility or swift action invisible and then basically do a blink attack in order to get
The +2.
the +2 and deny its bonus at 8 or dex bonus.
I'll leave it up to you.
Because the sneak attack damage is almost as much, I'm going to go for the more likely to hit and expend a key point, blink invisibility, and then throw. So that's
Let's
a
see. Yes,
plus
it's flat-footed
2.
with a +2. That's a 12. Its flat-footed AC is 13.
All right. I'm worthless.
Talaro, your go. I would suggest a 5-foot step so that you can try to flank with trouble, because otherwise Andrew's going to be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I will do that.
Andrew would prefer not to come back as Eoff. So
Flanking with a +2 that hits, and actually is exactly lethal. It had 6
Wonderful.
hit points left.
Minimum damage kills it. You always like to hear
Talara
that.
was very grumpy about him and his minions killing 2 of her crew.
Doth is still inside the snake.
Get Doth out
try
medic.
to use the sword to cut him out.
Does Charlie have something that we could use to help?
Charlie would want to cut up this snake.
This is true. I was gonna just say that he's blasted out of his mind, but he will instead come down from the crow's nest and make a survival check to help you cut out Doth. I just have to get to his character sheet real quick. Survival. Is it
Right,
not survival? It's craft.
Hey, Charlie, or not Charlie, Alex.
Mhm.
Was I making those Constitution saves on the snake's turn or my turn?
Oh, good point. At this point, make another Constitution save.
Fortitude save, right?
Yes. Sorry, I'm used to the D&D.
Nope.
Take another D3 of con damage.
Rolling D4, same deal.
And just so you're aware, con damage, when you take 2 points, it does lower your bonus to hit points from Constitution. So
Yeah.
you lose
Oh.
2 for every 2.
So
For
I'm
every
currently
level?
losing max HP.
Yes.
Okay. I mean that doesn't really do much.
And you would take damage, I believe, as well. So you've taken 4 points of con damage, which at level 2 means you've taken
2
4
hit
points of actual damage.
Why?
Right,
I'm
'cause-
taking what? I take actual
Because
damage.
your Constitution gives you 1 hit point per level, and you've lost 2 points of Constitution total. So 2 times 2, which is your level, and how many points you've lost, means you have lost 4 hit points from Constitution loss.
Okay, but that's since it's affecting my max HP. Technically, I
believe it
haven't
just does
quote
both.
lost any hit points.
It's even if it's not exactly rules as written, I'm gonna say it does, like, it lowers max cap and does damage because it is draining energy from you.
So is my current HP 12 or is my current HP 8?
Did you have?
I have a max of 16.
Yes, and you were at 12 hit points.
No, I was at 16.
oh, wait,
So
then-
I
Oh,
put a mod
okay.
to my Constitution.
Yeah. So okay, I guess I'll
both of
take
them
a
should be
second to explain
12.
how this works. If you had previously, just hypothetically, 12 hit points out of 16, then your max HP would have been reduced by 4 to 12, and your current HP from 12 would have been reduced to 8. If you had 16 hit points and your max was 16, both would be reduced to 12.
Makes sense. So I'm currently at both at 12. I'm technically full HP at 12 HP.
Yes. Okay. And for that, don't change your max hit points because that's a pain in the butt. I would just.
I haven't. I just got my Constitution.
Okay.
And I'll change my temp.
I'm trying to remember what Charlie has to do to cut these things up. So give me a second. Craft check for a trophy. So that's
I
actually
just realized
pretty poor for Charlie.
I would have +4 HP from blood raging, so I would not have gone unconscious.
Okay.
So
Then you are helping to struggle yourself out of here.
Mhm.
What is the DC?
I would still need a medic though.
Yeah, you're rough.
No, like the instant I end blood raging, I am dying.
I don't see a DC for this.
For what?
For
Dying?
Charlie's cut him up ability, but I'm gonna say a 13, especially since that's a
Oh,
3
it was
on
based
die
on the
for him.
CR of the monster.
That's what I thought, but I'm checking his description and I don't see it. The gold is given on your.
Yeah,
Regardless,
the gold
it-
was like CR squared plus.
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna say
static amount.
13 is not good enough for him, especially since he rolled the 3 on the die. So. And its CR was greater than 3. So there's.
Doesn't he have a
that too.
feat that literally lets him cut him up better?
I think the feat is what allows him to cut him up, which
You
is
might
what
be
gives
right.
him the +10. But he just rolled a 3.
So then, what do we need to roll to help?
Since Andrew's conscious, I'll say basically like between Charlie cutting in and him trying to cut himself out, he gets out of it, but the corpse is ruined in the process, so Charlie can't get the processed gold out of it.
Either way, I guess I'd roll lay on hands as soon as we get him out or see him.
Yeah, you can see him now. He looks pretty roughed up.
The tank has done his job.
Tank lasted 1 hit.
Look, I'm sorry. I was rolling like ones on a d8, and then I suddenly rolled an 8 when I hit you.
Yeah, it's like,
It was a
Why
d8
is it-
plus 7, and I rolled 1 like twice, and then I rolled an 8. So, you know, that's how it
Keep-
goes.
getting nuked out of every single combat.
I'm sorry.
At least you're putting those level up points into HP instead of skills.
Hey, think about it this way. At least you took the hit instead of Trouble or Talaro, because they would have been in worse shape.
Yeah, they would be dead. Or Nick, how much HP do you have?
Let's see. So I'm looking up how much I can heal you for.
Oh no, I'd be dead.
22 total, and I took 6 earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
22 plus 15 would have put it at 27, so. Be thankful I randomly rolled to hit you.
Yeah. I have saved the party from death. Or
Near death.
near death.
So that
Yeah.
was the hardest encounter I had planned on a roll of 10 or less. So there we go.
So, Talaro, you should delete this dead guy.
Nick
Talaro-
healed the condition.
And the
Basically, Logan, keep making fortitude saves until you pass a 15, and every time you fail, take a d3.
Cool, but I'm gonna die before then.
I see.
Realistically, because every time I take one of these saves, it's lowering my fortitude bonus.
This is true. I'll check if it has a maximum.
Like, can I be healed out of this?
We'll get there when we get there. see if you can.
Oh no!
Does that? I'll just say, Trouble. What do you have? The thing that removes diseases and/or the like.
What does lay on hands do?
I think it just gives him hit
It's a
points.
heal.
All right, so I'm taking double for this one, I assume.
No, you just fail. Well, go ahead. I'll just take double, and if you pass out, I'll just end it there. Essentially, like this. Now that it's dead, the effect is weakening.
I can roll a heal on you to try and stabilize you, worst case scenario.
so is his fortitude just down forever? Like he's not recovering
Its
that?
long rest is when that recovers.
So stat damage. is
Yes!
1. Oh, you pass. Congrats. You don't die.
I rolled an 18 on the die.
Oh no, that's so bad. Okay,
Why do you-
cool. What is your current constitution?
4?
Cool. You're just in a coma. Like that's not good, but you're not dead. So,
Hey, I'm gonna go
Uh,
take a nap.
So, point of order. Constitution damage regenerates at a rate of 1 point per day. So, you're gonna need some downtime when you get to the Theocracy. As for the rest of you, you just kind of see, even as you're like celebrating the victory, Miyu is just kind of like slumped up against that rowboat, kind of like weakly trying to gesture Trouble over, and there's just like black blood pouring from, basically like if you took a wound during the combat, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Then it would literally just be like every orifice in your body is now just leaking like black fluid, as you are just having a real bad time.
Does the first lay on hands, the 4, get Andrew stabilized?
It
Yeah.
would, yeah.
Okay. I
Like-
guess I'll use my other 2 on Miyu then.
So I have a. Can I attempt to do something?
Would this be in the process of you taking the damage?
Well, I mean, like, can I get Anya over here? I asked to open the box and get the stone out.
What's in
Uh,
the box?
I'm literally not joking. At 4 Constitution, you are in a coma.
Okay, Zach would at least be able to know, or Anya might know. So if they were to choose to do that, could they?
Yes.
All right. Well,
I
until
will
then, I'll
say
just be
how-
comatose.
I was gonna get to that with Trouble. Trouble, you've seen diseases before, especially with your practice in the cathedral and all of the illness, and sometimes they serve as like field hospitals. And you know that like A lot of the times, lay on hands can help, but for some more of the serious stuff, you need higher level spells. And when you pump these hit points into Miyu, you realize she's not really getting better.
I realize I don't get mercy until level 3. Can I attempt a heal check to remedy it at all? guess.
Since she's already stabilized, there's not much you can really do about it. You just like, I would say, given your paladin training, like you've recognized that her body is now fighting off whatever's infecting her, and she just needs time.
Oof. Well, most of us are stabilized now.
So back to what I was trying to say. It's funny that you said celebrating the victory, because Telara's, now trying to deal with her dead crewmates.
That's true.
So she starts talking with the other Goliaths and starts prepping their bodies for some kind of ritualistic burial at sea.
All right.
Wrap them in canvas and tip them overboard.
No. There's going to be more ceremony than that, because
well, I
remember,
know, but that's how they buried them.
I'm half tempted to have her set them on fire.
Viking burial on a ship. Let's go.
I pat Duff on the shoulder while everyone's away.
Like, if there's like a spare lifeboat or something.
Sure.
Or like if she has like a... Because like, for the hell of it, it could be that there's like a ritualistic lifeboat that they put corpses on and then toss them out to sea, and then they just throw a torch.
That sounds
and burn you Viking style.
Anyways,
I can totally see that.
That is inappropriate.
Hey, I think we might actually be wrong here, Alex. I'm looking at the difference between ability drain, ability drain versus ability damage.
Huh.
So I'm gonna look into this a little bit more, but you might be right. I'm just gonna look at it.
As I pat Andrew's character Duff on the shoulder, I kind of whisper to him, "Maybe I should have told you earlier that using fire on the ship would be kind of a bad omen."
You say as to Lara is prepping too.
Like I said, I'm whispering it.
I mean, I don't know if you were overhearing her preparations with the Goliaths or not.
Fire
especially if you're trying to heal them.
After they appeared.
Yeah, never mind.
How many of the
You're right.
crewmates died?
Ability drain is permanent. Ability damage can be healed at rate of 1 per day, I think.
2 of the 5.
Even if it wasn't, that's the one I wanted. The DLT was the one that recovers. So
yeah, I'm just making sure.
The only thing I can say is that ER might be watching us with today's events.
it is fun for me because you just like rolled the most deadly encounter. So you survived.
Oh,
which is
we have it over with.
Rachel. Good roll.
Hey, if it wasn't me, we know Zach would have rolled that.
Yeah.
Well,
once the burial or, cremation at sea has been carried out, the 3 remaining sailors go back to their posts. And it's going to be a little bit harder to, maneuver as well as you have been with 2 less of the crew, but you think you can manage. In fact, there's more beneath the decks that I just didn't put up.
I'll be sure to have trouble read their rights for the sake of my deity. Let them have a fair trial in the afterlife.
She says something to the, like she talks like an omen of whatever. I don't remember the fire god's name, Alex.
It was Ignis something. I don't remember exactly either.
Yeah. She talks like an omen for them in there. She can't shake some of those old habits.
Fair enough. So, you take one of the probably just smaller dinghies, and after blessing them under a couple of different gods, send them out and bless their journey to the afterlife. All right. I think that is the 3rd or 4th day. Regardless, we have a few more days to go. So
it was the 4th day.
Let's see if we can't get lucky enough to end this pretty quick.
Can I heal my point of con for the day?
Yes, sir.
Would I also heal over the night?
Yeah. Heal your level plus con mod. And if one of you wants to, essentially how I'll do it is Logan, basically just resting, you'll heal 1 point of con damage per day. If one of the other party members wants to take the day to tend to you, I will allow you to heal an additional 1 per day. They're basically just like...
Would Zach or Charlie be willing to put the spindle above me?
Okay, they'll do it underneath deck. I will tell you, mechanically, it will not do anything because you have lowered max hit points. The spindle cannot push that back up, but it will...
It makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Just not literally.
Mechanically, it's like healing someone in a coma, but you know, you're getting better.
We'll get there.
I'll say Charlie just spends his days tending to you.
That would be wonderful, and I will thank Charlie dearly.
First aid doesn't get the bonus because I'm rolling a heal check, and if he gets like above a 10, I'm giving it to you, but he rolled poorly, so.
First aid, no bonus.
Someone want to roll me a D100?
Didn't Zach roll it already?
No. Well.
That was a million years ago. Probably just reroll.
Yeah, smooth sailing.
You know what? It's just another cloud of jellyfish. You're welcome to go touch them if you want.
Well,
We've
not
had
Logan.
enough days now that
I'm gonna
I'm
pass
fine.
on touching the jellyfish.
I'll gladly do it. I'll also offer any lay on hands to a crew if there is any still injured.
I actually had a really funny thing. One of the injured crew gets touched by it, and it's really weird for you to see a jellyfish use lay on hands, but they do. They
Whoa.
actually have under their special abilities lay on hands once per day as a 2nd level paladin. I don't know why. It's just neat.
I feel a deep connection to these jellyfish.
How much HP did you heal me in total for, Nick? How much HP did you heal me for in total?
I only give you 1 lay on hands and the rest on me, so I give you 4 HP to stabilize you.
So,
I could give you
Logan,
more
Charlie
today if
rolled
you
well
like.
enough.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be good. Because I'm
J2.
currently sitting at like 5 HP.
In that case, I can probably give you all my heals for that day.
Woohoo. We have medic.
So that was the 5th day, which means we need to do random for the 6th day.
Does that heal you up? Holy shit.
Yeah, I should
Wow.
actually not be at full. Yep. Perfectly at full.
Logan, roll.
Do I
Why
not
am
get
I
a roll?
rolling?
No.
Oh,
Zach.
this is so sad.
6.
Look, hold on.
72.
Cool.
Understandable. Have a nice
I mean,
day.
if you really, really want to, you can.
No, that's how I end up killing the entire party.
So,
But that's why I was like, Zach, you're not allowed to roll.
on a 72, you have a nice day sailing. At some point in the day, you kind of glance down and you realize there's a small reef that you're passing over, and you can see there's the water's pretty clear here, surprisingly so compared to the rest of your journey. And at the bottom, you can see a couple of let me just double check that I'm not being stupid, because I probably should have checked this. Essentially, I was planning on having there just be like a couple of oysters, which may or may not be containing pearls should you want to go down there. But I'm not sure if they're saltwater creatures. I'm pretty sure they are. Right?
Let's go swimming!
It's like
I
a
mean,
fun
you can
rest
definitely
night.
find pearls in the ocean.
Yeah.
Alex,
Mhm.
should we jump in the water?
Would you like to?
How fast is the ship moving?
Yes!
That depends. Are you just
Yeah.
gonna...
Yeah, I want to know. It's like, how fast is the ship moving?
It's around like 8 or 9 miles an hour, I think, is what we figured out.
Yeah, I'm not
if you
jumping
wanted to,
in.
you could slow down.
How about I tie a rope around you and chuck you in?
How long is the rope? And Andrew, can you put any points in swim?
I somehow yes.
I will say,
Although I-
Rachel, if you wish to stop, there's just going to be a small little skill challenge involved in getting these. So the first one would be stopping the ship. So I'll just leave it open to interpretation. If you would like to stop the ship, there are several things you could do. Rachel could maybe do like a charisma to command the crew. Doth could roll a strength and just yeet the anchor overboard.
Are we actually
Doth.
stopping for oysters? Because Talara at
I'm
this point
hungry.
is like really looking forward to getting to land and hitting that Charlie's stash.
You know what's going
I
on?
think the
More,
question has been answered for you.
Could always use more. What was it?
It's just like
Rations.
it's like, oh, did you want to keep going? I'm sorry, but the anchor's already overboard.
So Rachel, you kind of start walking up to the party and you're like, hey, you think we should stop? And you kind of like lose sight of Doth for a second, and then suddenly just thud as he yeets the anchor overboard. Trouble. What were you
I was
trying to
gonna
do?
go help him, but I think I tripped over myself.
You know, just for the fun of it, I'll say you get caught up in the anchor chain, and just immediately, Doth, you look at Trouble, you look at Doth, you have like a second as you realize what's happening, and then Trouble, you just get yeet overboard with the anchor.
In a split second, you see Trouble look back at you, eyes of blazing fury, and you see a text cover a portion of your screen. Trouble will remember this.
Like it was
You rolled
really
this
just
yourself.
like at
You rolled
some
this
point, Trouble, you had just like put your foot in a coil of chain, and then, you know. So someone should probably go help him out.
All right, I'm jumping in after him.
All right, go ahead and roll a swim check.
I assume I'm still wearing my armor, so I'm just gonna roll it as standard.
I...
In
Aw.
a funny reversal of fortune, Andrew, you hit the waves. Are you wearing heavy armor, or are you, like, what are you wearing?
Andrew, you didn't take off your armor.
Point being, you're not the best swimmer, and you sink like a stone. While Trouble, with a 16, you manage to get yourself. Actually, roll me an escape artist, as you're like kind of entangled in this chain as well.
Oh hell! I
You
don't
got
have any
it.
decks, and I'm still wearing my armor. This is gonna
Okay.
be great.
Talara.
Yeah, nat 20.
Okay. I was gonna say Talara is watching this
My leg's finally turning around, baby.
and prepares to like take off any armor and dive in if needed, but she's gonna let them sort it out first.
In a minor miracle, Trouble, in presumably his heavy armor, manages to disentangle himself from the chain and immediately starts just kicking as hard as he can and starts to bob above the water as Dot plummets to the bottom.
What are you talking about? He's just doing the speed run to get to the pearls.
Yeah, there we go. So I see Trouble's fine. Let's go get some pearls.
I give him a smack on the way down.
As one last hold on, I'm trying to phrase this sentence. One more skill success will be needed to actually stop the ship, because currently it's just kind of listing off to one side. So, whether that be Rachel or whoever else wants to try to take a shot.
I don't want to
Is
put up the sails.
that
You pitch me a
diplomacy?
scale. You pitch me a skill and say how you're using it, and I will veto or accept it.
I am
Diplomacy
not.
to try to tell the crew to stop the ship.
All right.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not great.
I'm just too distracted by swimming. It's coming out garbled
Yeah,
nonsense. That's a 3 on the die.
Yeah. Sadly, that does not pass. I was thinking of. So, you're too kind of tied up in the whole thing about what's happening with the anchor. You're taking off armor, and it's impeding your ability to give accurate commands about how to stop the ship.
Might as well have just said man overboard.
Does
No, I
anyone
have
else want to
points
try a
instead.
skill?
I have points.
I have a
instead.
recommendation.
Hmm.
Anyone tried putting up the sail instead of just letting it blow around in the breeze?
What do you mean? I mean,
Furl up the sail so the ship stops taking movement.
Listen, if you want to do that, you're welcome to. I'm trying
That would
to make sure.
Did you put on the
everyone's
parking
in
I
rhythm.
assume I'm slowly climbing up the anchor chain back to the ship right now.
All right, I'll allow that.
I'm currently
done well enough.
semi-comatose and enjoying my treatment.
Does anyone else have a skill they'd like to pitch? And I'll say no repeats. So diplomacy has been used and a strength check has been used. Does anyone else have anything they would like to do to try to stop the ship? Namely,
Zach, you're the last person who hasn't really done anything.
What am
And
I
you
trying
have-
to roll here?
I'm
Something
leaving
to
it up to you.
Stop
It is
the ship.
something. Yeah, something to stop the ship. Pitch me a skill and tell me how you're using it.
It can't be diplomacy or strength.
Well, it's a good thing I'm bad at both of those. Well, less bad at diplomacy, but
Zach, use dexterity and furl the sail.
that's not gonna stop the ship very quickly, but I can do that.
Well, the anchor's already down.
Oh,
So to
Yeah,
furl
I'll-
up the sail, I would just have you
I'll
roll
climb up the
acrobatics,
rigging
probably.
and climb up the
Yeah.
rigging and furl the sail.
Easy enough. So 29's smashing it out of the
Yeah,
ballpark.
nailed it.
So, you see Duraka quickly scales up the rigging on the side of the ship and manages to furl up the sail pretty quickly and efficiently. Finally, the ship stops, and Doth, let's see how your underwater escapade is going.
Yeah. How
Please
does
roll
it?
close range perception.
What,
I think
what do
it
I
would
need to
actually
roll?
be survival in this case. Survival
Nice.
is for like collecting from animals and, you know.
Oh.
You are diving for this stuff after all.
Yeah, not bad. All right. Okay. So, I will say in your first minute or so down there, or actually no, in your first trip, right? You managed to get 3 oysters that you think have pearls inside.
Woohoo.
Which was a pretty decent roll because I rolled a d3. So to harvest more, first of all, the survival check DC increases, and you'll also have to make another swim check. Speaking of which, make a swim check to see if you can make it back to the surface of the water.
Uh-oh.
I want to. Before that, can I see the anchor?
Yeah, I guess so. You're not that far away from it.
Also, we should probably specify that Andrew is not currently carrying his standard load to the bottom of the ocean if that's impeding his swim check.
True.
Yeah.
Because that
He
would
did
just
not.
be on the ship.
Actually, I want to know if that would.
Only if it's above lightweight.
So, if you're planning on using the anchor, you can instead roll a climb check.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna use the anchor because I'll have higher bonus the current moment time.
All right, that's half decent. So while the rest of the whole sail stopping is getting on, after about a minute, you see Doth resurfaces with a fistful of oysters taken from below, and he will manage to climb back up to the surface of the water and probably just toss them on board, or do what you will with them.
Well, can I climb up the entire way back on board?
Make a second climb check just for the hell of it, because the first one is to see if you.
Well,
funny enough, the underwater part was easier, and now that your gear is all waterlogged and you're not experiencing how light you can feel in the water, you're having a harder time. There's no real consequence for a super low roll other than taking more time unless you crit fail, so it just takes you presumably longer than average. Roll a second one just to make sure you don't crit fail. Okay. So he struggles for the first bit, eventually manages to work his way back up on deck.
Take off the armor. And actually gonna go dive back in.
All right.
I rage.
Higher.
Anyone else want to join him, or are you content waiting?
Zach, did you put points into swim?
I might as well.
I put a
Perfect.
point into swim, so
You've got like what, a +3 bonus then?
+4. But yeah,
I'm gonna make sure my armor is
So-
drying
Does the
properly
cat
before I
want
dive
to go
back in.
swimming?
the cat does not necessarily want to go swimming, but if needed, he will.
Does the
Okay.
cat want money?
The Ifrit will go swimming.
I mean, yes,
That's
the cat
almost
wants
as
money.
bad as the cat going swimming, but we'll start with that.
So you take off your armor and dive into
Yeah.
the water.
What are we going swimming for?
There are oysters at the bottom of the
Oh,
kind of area that you're at right now, in a particularly clear water spot.
Oh.
sure, I'll go swimming.
I mean,
I will drown.
Luckily, I mean, going down is not the hard part in swimming, but
Oh no.
Zach, as much as you'd like to, shun your cat ancestry, as soon as you hit the water, it's like,
Nah,
oh no,
I have made a
I
grave
shouldn't
mistake.
be here.
There's
I
a reason
have
it's
made
not
a
called
horrible
Kitty Paddle.
mistake.
I'll say, yeah, and especially you, Talaro, that check is good enough, and Doth as well. I mean, you're only going down, so that 13 is fine. Were you joining in, Nick, or what were you up to?
Yeah, this is a swim skill without my armor. After I leave it to dry, I'll dive in myself.
All right, 13 is good enough for you to go down. I'll have all three of you make survival checks.
Not me, right?
If you're looking for oysters, it's a survival
Oh,
check.
yep.
I take it.
well,
I
I
don't.
doubt
I don't
I'm
go
gonna
down.
Oh,
Well,
Ha!
So, trouble, you're having trouble. You manage to kind of like, oh, I got one. You go back up to the surface. Oh, it's
A
a
rock.
rock. Andrew, you manage to find a couple more oysters. Eventually, you come to realize there are no pearls inside them. 17 was exactly the DC you needed, though. So, Talaro, you managed to find a kind of overturned chunk of rock that no one else had checked beneath. And you managed to find, oh, once again, I max rolled. Good luck. 3 more oysters you think might be bearing pearls.
all right.
back to the surface rolls.
Yep. See if you
All
can
right.
surface. So swim checks
Climb up.
from all 3 of you. Or yeah, swim or
Do you
climb,
want me
depending.
to? Do you want me to?
Gosh darn it!
Ooh.
Do you want me to roll something for getting back on the ship?
Yeah, roll me a climb check, I guess, to get over
Okay.
the board. Yeah, just climb is good enough. Or acrobatics, either or. You can flip it.
Oh.
Climb it
That's with a
is.
+5,
So-
so
Oh.
17.
I
We'll
should have
get to
stuck with
Zach.
acrobatics.
Luck like 10 is
Oh,
10 is
no.
average. But
Oh no.
Actually, would it be funny if Zach tried climbing and then fell into the water, hitting me?
I was thinking of something slightly different because of the crit fail. So we'll get
Okay,
to Zach.
no, that's good. I just
But,
was wondering if that would be funny.
I'll just you're swimming upwards, but you're weighed down more than you would have thought by just the amount of you left your armor up, but you've still got, waterlogged clothes and other gear weighing you down a bit. So just make me a second check. It's just taking you a bit of extra time, and if you don't make it up next time, you might take a little bit of suffocation damage. It's going
Frick.
a little bit worse. You're getting a little bit desperate for air, and your lungs start to burn. You take 2 points of suffocation damage as you're like, I need to get above the water. So one more swim check. DC is getting lower each time just because you're getting closer and closer to the surface, but yeah, it's good enough. So you finally burst above water, and it's a little uncomfortable. You have some water in your nose, and you're like kind of sputtering a bit, but after that, you're fine. And just for sake of expediency, well, here's where we'll get to Zach. Zach, you're climbing up the side. To Laura, you're kind of like maybe gonna reach up for a hand, and then you realize like there's just a terrible sound of nails on a chalkboard as Zach's claws just start sliding down the side of your ship.
Are
And
you
there's-
breaking my ship?
It's gonna be hard to buff out
I'm
the
not
scratches.
meaning to.
And he just slides pitifully like he's trying to scramble up until eventually he finds himself back in the water and very displeased.
This is not a very happy cat.
It's gonna need some sandpaper.
I was gonna say, as Talaro gets back on the ship, she's like, and this is why I don't go swimming very often. Very softly.
Yeah, I agree
I'll
with
just say with
this.
the support of the sailors and the rest of the crew, you all managed to board again now that the event is kind of over, especially since we're a little bit over time.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
just
where
look
we'll end it.
haunted. I have made a horrible mistake.
Cat tries water. Oh no.
I mean, do you want to try and push out the next 2 days so that we can start once we get to the city?
for the hell of it, just roll a couple D100s, and if it's not awful, I'll just skip over it.
I will
I
do
got
it.
you.
I haven't rolled in a
I
while.
got you.
All right,
Okay.
Zach, way to go.
Hey.
Well, I mean, funny enough, that is the chunk for a splendid amount of sailing. You travel twice as fast, which means you are finished a day early.
Can we not finish a day early?
Nailed it.
Sorry, Logan. But
Thanks.
a particularly strong tailwind or headwind? What's the
Tailwind.
Tailwind? Particularly strong tailwind makes the rest of your journey easy work. And Charlie rolled a 19 on his heal check, so go ahead and heal that extra point, Logan.
I did. My Constitution modifier is now down to, well, it's -4 on the temp side.
And what is your total?
My total Constitution is up to 9.
All right, so you're on the verge of coming to consciousness. Once you hit back to 10, you'll come conscious.
I think I did the damage right, because, yeah, I did that right.
So, time to roll for initiative, I suppose. Ooh, I rolled well again.
Alright.
Let's see. Zach.
Let me transition us out here real fast. Hold on.
Okay,